Vacation. Leaving the country. Going elsewhere. Getting the hell out of town.
Getting the heck.
Oh, wow. Listen, sometimes you got to be a little bit stronger about it. Maybe you've had a really tough fall.
It's true.
Maybe your fantasy team isn't as good as mine because mine's one of the greatest fantasy teams of all time. Just got to say. And you need to escape the punishment that awaits you.
I couldn't even come up with a comeback. It's frustrating how good you've been.
When you leave the country, one of the things that you need to do is you need to protect your data. And the other thing you should do is not pay roaming fees. And that's why you should go to Saley.com/dangle. Obviously, you got a deal here, but Saley is backed by NordVPN, which means you're encrypted. You're safe. You're not on sketchy Wi-Fi at weird restaurants in foreign countries. You just don't know. You also don't have to pay, like, you know, you go to the airport in other countries and it's like, here's the myriad of kiosks with, you know, phone SIMs and that sort of thing. Yes. And you don't know where these were built and you don't know what they're taking from you and they don't know what they know about.
That guy doesn't even work here.
Yeah, exactly. Saley basically helps you avoid all of that. I know Tim Haraney specifically uses it all the time when he's around looking for, obviously going to different continents for races. And Jesse, you used it this summer.
I did use it this summer. I used it in Grenada. And when I had to stop over in the US, I just changed the SIM and I got I had the Caribbean North American package. So it was the same SIM. It's really cool. It's really awesome. And it's really cheap.
Get an exclusive 15% discount on Saley data plans. Use the code DANGLE, DANGLE at checkout and download the Saley app, or you can just go to Saley.com/dangle. Again, it is DANGLE is the promo code, 15% discount, Saley.com/dangle, or download the Saley app and use DANGLE at checkout.
SDP, the Steve Dangle Podcast, with your hosts, Steve Dangle, Adam Wilde, and Jesse Blake.
Let's go! One game last night in the NHL.
Oh,
and baby, what a game.
And 2 games worth of goals.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yep. I also want to do a big, before we get started here, I want to do a quick shout out to the Oilvember crew and Michael Pizzetta for coming on. People just seem to love that. And you know what was great was all the Montreal fans that were coming in and going, come home, Michael. Come home.
Yeah.
It's always a great sign.
Yes.
Always a great sign when a player from a rival team, no less, goes to a rival team and the fans still love them.
And especially the Leafs.
Yeah.
And I think, listen, I'm just going to straight up say it. Leafs should play him.
They should. And I imagine he would have already played with them had he not been hurt.
Right. Now,
I think twice.
Hit the link in the description. Donate to our Oilvember page. We are, I think, beating Michael Pizzetta right now after the last push. I haven't checked in this moment, but last time I checked, we were up ahead of him because of the push from you guys after we had the challenge.
And look at Jesse's.
Yeah, and I
Michael Pizzetta bullied him.
Can I get some donations for the shave here?
Jesse, you have to go to the rink like that. You have to go to the rink like that.
The rink.
You got to go to the rink like that tonight. You got to. You've got to do post games with that. Come on.
It's a road game.
Is there a game this weekend?
And
no, there are.
Damn it!
How do you not know that?
Columbus is not an island.
You know what?
Get in the car and drive.
How devoted are you to making this a success, Jesse? People are asking.
Yeah, I only have to keep it for November.
Oh, that's
the rule, right?
I want the players to see.
But I did it. I did for anybody listening, I did the Walt Frazier beard where you got the little general sideburns and then just the mustache. So that's what I'm going with.
All right.
That's side inferno, Jesse. That is
it's great. I love it.
I've never shaved my beard into something.
No, it's always just been there.
How did you guys? You've been shaving, you've been cleaning up this whole time. I'm very impressed.
Well, usually I shave in the shower because I don't need to look anymore. I just kind of
right.
But now I've got to get in the shower, soften the beard a little bit. Then I get out and I get water everywhere, and then I'm and then it's actually hard. And parts of it too, sometimes you miss. So my wife absolutely hates this mustache. And
she's wrong.
But then she said, well, you missed a spot. You got to clean that up. She's like, listen, it's bad enough. I don't want it to look messy too.
If you're going to do it, do it
well
right.
Kept. I think it's great. Yeah.
Well, I actually had to use some of our Manscaped stuff because they have the face trimmer as well. And I had to, because it was getting it was curling over my lip.
Yeah, you got to trim it down. But I think you've done a really good job.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Steve, on the other hand, doesn't deserve any compliment.
I don't. That's why when you're like, oh yeah, I don't shave it into anything, how dare you? How dare you waste your gifts that I would love to have? Oh my God, I'd be shaving it in all kinds
You've just let it go all straggly.
It's because Do you have any idea how long it's going to take me to grow that beard back?
You know what your beard reminds me of?
What?
Those old dogs who are like losing their fur and they got like fur and patches.
Who can't go up or down the stairs anymore?
Yeah. And they kind of have a weird smell about them too, you know? You're like, yeah. Yeah. He's still, the doctor says he's still pretty healthy. And you're like,
They probably have a couple teeth missing.
yeah, the dog's wearing a diaper. Like, what are we doing here?
Oh no, keep the dog.
Anyway.
That's what the beard reminds me.
Just crazy glassy eyes.
Yeah.
slightly
They look they look like marbles.
I can't even pronounce the word. What's the word? Where you can't see. You know where they're like
blind.
Glaucoma. They have
glaucoma.
Yeah. Anyway, long story short. Can you tell I've had an old dog before?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, the Dallas Stars beat up on the Edmonton Oilers last night, 8-3, without Mikko Rantanen, who had that automatic suspension, so he was not playing. But before we get started, before we get started on any of that, because there's a lot to go through.
Sure.
I want to read you something from the Edmonton Journal. David Staples, Peace Inc.
This loss was Justin Trudeau's fault, and I can prove it.
This is a post.
It was also the vaccine's fault, and I can prove it.
This is February 24th, 2025.
Oh.
So this would have been a week and a bit before trade deadline this past season.
Mm-hmm.
And he's quoting Frank Saravalli, who at the time was with Daily Faceoff. And Frank said this, and when he talked to, David wrote this. When he talked to Bowman last Friday, Saravalli said, I asked him point blank, do you need another goalie? And he said, I don't need to add a goalie. And there's also that quote out there where he just basically says no. And he was sort of sick and tired of hearing about it. What they were trying to figure out at the time, according to David Staples and Frank Saravalli, was what they were going to do with Evander Kane's contract, because was he healthy, was he not? They couldn't make decisions, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Mm-hmm. Now, knowing what we know, they could have just sat Evander Kane till game 3 of the first round, got a goalie, afforded it all, and had no cap in the playoffs for the last time. That was the last time you were going to be able to do that. And by the way, the Panthers did it. It was fine.
Stuart Skinner performing well in the 2024 playoffs might have set the franchise back.
I think that I agree with you, but except that both times, people always say, well, hey, he got them to the finals. Both times, midway through the playoffs, he became unplayable and they had to put Calvin Pickard in for multiple games. And so last night, here's what happens, okay? And we'll kind of go through it. First shot goes in for Dallas 4 minutes into the game. Third shot goes in. Sixth shot on Skinner goes in. Eighth shot goes in. And by the end of the period, we are 4 goals on 8 shots. Keeping in mind as well, the Oilers have 1 regulation win in their last 9. And that was heading in.
And their brand and their reputation is so strong that you can't turn that game off.
No.
It's the Edmonton Oilers. And lo and behold, the fourth one was the game winner. Mm-hmm. So if they had managed to keep the puck out of their net from then on, geez, that would have been a tight game. We've seen them do it. Mm-hmm. We've seen them do it over and over again. You can't turn that game off. But it's, again, I keep bringing up this analogy, and I don't know if it's the best, but you know how Undertaker used to always do that thing where he's lying flat on his back and then he would sit up? In his final match against Roman Reigns, he's lying flat on his back, he goes to sit up, and he keels over. Because he can't do it anymore. He's done it so many times. He's been so feared for so long and still so respected. And here we are at the dead end of November, and I refuse to write them off. But they can no longer assume this is going to get better on its own.
Per Jack Michaels, Tuesday marks the first time the Oilers were down by 4 goals after a first period since January 2013.
Oy.
Now that's interesting because they could score the lights out even at their worst. They could score. They could always score. Back in the Hall and early Nuge days, and
Yeah.
They could score.
I was doing highlights the night Sam Gagner had 8 points. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The Oilers have not won more than 2 games in a row yet.
No.
Really?
Dude,
Wow.
here's Connor McDavid said goaltending is a team thing.
I've got his clips, too, if you want me to get to it.
Right. Well, here, you know what? You
I'll
hit it.
send it
You
over to
hit it.
Jesse. I'll send it over to Jesse. I got the full readout, and you can see the frustration. So I'll send that over. But you go ahead and you say what you were going to say, and then we'll get to Connor actually saying it.
Well, like he's right to a degree. You know, like some teams give up B and C chances, and the volume varies from team to team. And some teams, you don't know what the goalie was supposed to do. Saturday night in Montreal, Joseph Woll was the Leafs' best player.
And they pulled him.
He allowed 4 goals in less than 2 periods. He was their best player. He was absolutely unbelievable. Numerically, statistically, he had a bad night. But by goals saved above expected, it should have been 20-0 by the time he got off the ice. Here's what it is for the Oilers. Stuart Skinner is 8-7-3 with an 8.78 save percentage. That is a Bettman winning record with an 8.78 save percentage, which says to me, oh my God, that goalie's terrible. That team should be winning games. The fact that he's even a game above 500, Bettman 500, with that is like, that's the worst year of Vesatoskala bad. He was an 8.74, I believe. And here he is at 8.78. Pickard is significantly worse. He's 2-3-2. Again, the fact he's even 2-3-2 with this is insane to me. With an 8.47. I think you take any starter from the AHL and you throw him in, they throw that up.
Connor Ingram, perhaps.
At least anybody. Pick a name at random on any franchise in the A who you would call the starter. They'll give you that. That's crazy.
When do I get to defend Stuart Skinner for last night?
Give it to
Do it. Do it, please.
None of those first 4 goals were his fault at all. I don't know, because last night was the only game on television. No Raptors, no NFL. You know, you kind of highlight Dallas, Edmonton on your television screen if you're in Canada. And I got to tune into that game.
Yep.
And I watched those games. And those first 4 goals are on the entire team and how they're playing there. It was an ugly affair. And if you want to go through it, I don't know where you guys think Stuart Skinner should have made a save.
So this is the thing, right? And if he had done excellently or even adequately heading into that game and then had that performance, you maybe give it to him.
Mm-hmm.
But I think fans are at a point where they're like, all right, the team's playing like crap. Can you make a save? Please.
Which one?
So let's look at them.
None of them. Like, so you were saying this. If you want to talk about Stuart Skinner as a whole this season, sure,
Yeah.
has not been good, been a little shaky. You want to make more saves, but that's also on the team defense, where Connor McDavid said it himself. Goaltending is a team stat, and in that you got to make it easy on your goaltender. Sometimes you want to save every now and again, but last night specifically, those 4 goals were ugly performances by their entire D. This first one, if you want to see the Jamie Benn goal, it was a one-timer that they set up perfectly. Matt, you can throw it up there. So we're 16-15 into the first period, or left in the first period. Wyatt Johnston's going to take this puck around the back of the net. And this is how I used to play NHL 08. You go around the back and you just find the guy in front for the one-timer. And it's so easy because it's just the goalie can't get over there in time. What are you asking Stuart Skinner to do on this play where Johnston has Jamie Benn wide open in front? He's able to get the puck around the back and just find his man. I'll show you from this other angle too.
Johnston and Benn. So actually, you know what? Here, even go back.
Yeah.
Because Johnston and Benn are the first 2 guys on this puck, but also, not first 2 guys on this puck. They're the closest people to the net. But Sam Steele on the forecheck. Jesse, this is the wrong net.
What's that?
That's Jake Ottinger.
Oh, yeah. So you want further back? There you go.
Yeah.
Now you want to go up this side? I was just going through the whole play.
Yeah, my bad.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Oh, good.
again, like Sam Steele takes that off of Bouchard way too easily. And I know it's going to sound like I'm picking on Bouchard, but like that's how this play starts.
He lost a puck battle along the boards.
None of this happens if you clean it up
or
freeze it or whatever. Now, did Mangiapane maybe miss an assignment here? I'm not sure exactly what the system is, but Johnston's right there and Ben's right there.
Yep.
Ew!
It was in like Ekholm isn't able to block out the other guy. He goes in to try and fish out that puck and get him. And Ekholm in that instant should have got Wyatt Johnston because he's the one who actually comes away with the puck. And then Bouchard's left chasing Johnston and he can't do that. And then Jamie Benn's left wide open in front of the net.
So
what are we asking Stuart Skinner to do here?
And like he even like chops it. So like if he does manage to go side to side efficiently, like he doesn't necessarily know where that puck's going.
So,
all right.
So
there's one.
Second goal. This one's even easier. I can just show you the goal visualizer.
Yeah,
they take a penalty. First of all, don't take penalties when you're down 1-0 early in the game.
Right.
It's easy tic-tac-toe. Oh. This one is just tic-tac-toe on the power play.
And that's Rupe's goal, right?
Yeah, so Stuart Skinner makes a initial save on a one-timer that goes across the ice here. And okay, maybe you asked him to clean up the rebound a little, but he still makes an accurate, an acrobatic play here to stop this initial save, and then the rebound's a little out there for Rupe Hintz to just grab it and fire it back home. I'm not asking him to make that save there.
He's drifting out of his net there, but we're also looking at circles.
Yeah, so I can bring up the visual, but he makes like a sprawling save on that one, and it leads to a rebound, and they clean it up. So that's like, okay. 2 goals there, not on him. This next one is the ugliest thing in the world. And I got to bring up one Twitter video here. I'll get this 1 second because this line change by the Edmonton Oilers is something that is inexcusable for an NHL team. So you'll see here on the broadcast, they have, let me see if we play this. Oh, Twitter videos never want to stop and start. So
Twitter
puck is along the Edmonton bench there, and you'll see 2 guys go make their line change.
Isn't that Leon?
3 Dallas Stars players are going into the zone. What are we asking Stuart Skinner to do here?
I don't do this in beer league.
You don't make a line change. So they did the circle. They did this on the broadcast. They showed you, hey, maybe you shouldn't make your line change when 3 Dallas Stars are entering the offensive zone. And that leads directly to the Dallas goal here. So it's I don't know what I'm asking Stuart Skinner to do.
You need a save on that one. You need a save on that. You need a save. Buddy,
so here's what it is.
He sees him the whole way. Come on.
And that's not how you play professional defense.
Jesse, I agree with that, but that is why the goalie's there, right? Like we do have like every friggin' goal in the NHL is a breakdown by professional players who did something wrong. Every goal. And I agree with you. The first 2 especially are ugly. But the defenseman has the guy covered. The pass is covered. Stewart is one-on-one there, man. You have to have a save. And yes, it was a bad change, but that shit happens. This is shot 6.
So
shot 6.
That can't happen when you're already down 2-0 and it's the first period. But that's on your team.
The best goalies make that save knowing their team doesn't have it in the first period and hope that you can push through. All I'm saying is, listen, Do I blame Stuart Skinner completely for every goal? I think you absolutely have a point.
I think you're both right.
But I have to tell you, like, to say that Stuart Skinner is anywhere close to what this team needs to get a cup for McDavid in the next 2.5 years, which is as long as they have him for, especially if they're losing. I just don't think that's it. That would be my point.
Okay, so you want 1.
Give me.
There's 3 more.
Yeah,
there was 4 goals in that period. You can have that one. Say 100 times out of 100, you should have this, Stuart Skinner. He says, okay, I should have had that one. What about the other 3?
Show me goal 4. Show me goal 4.
I'll give you goal 4 too.
Give it to me.
Like, that's a thing as well. So, and I agree with you that they do need better goaltending, but I think more importantly, they need better team defense. Because if you're hanging these guys out to dry, whoever's in net, if that's Vasilevsky in his prime or Igor or whoever you want, throw them back there. If you're doing this every single night, they may get that one back for you. They may get two, but then you're still down 2-0 if there's 4 goals that period. This here on the 4th goal is the ugliest attempt at a breakout I've ever seen in my entire life.
Hey, check out Evan Bouchard's knees.
He's not playing hockey. He's at free skate at East York Arena.
Sam Steele just...
you could grow tomatoes on that. Oh my God, look at him.
Look at this ugly attempt at a breakout. Who was it who has the puck here? Is it Ekholm and Bouchard who are out there?
I think it is, but
Kulak?
So
What
no, that's
number?
Ekholm. Look at his beard. Look at his beard. It's Ekholm.
Oh, okay.
I can't see the number, so apologies. So Ekholm passes this right to Dallas. Like he tries to throw it up the ice.
Man, that's positively Leaf of him.
Like he just goes right to the other team, and then all of a sudden,
I gotta say this looks familiar.
And by the way, Sam Steele tags up real quick.
it's 3-on-2 instantly.
He had a great game.
Ekholm doesn't know how to break this puck out. Oh, McDavid's actually back, so it's 3-on-3. And okay, maybe you want to save on this one too.
Where's the coverage?
But it's
Who's
ugly.
got 18? Like, okay,
So
McDavid.
Jamie Benn
So if you go
fires
back a
that.
little bit, Jess, I can see what you're saying. Because look, McDavid's got the puck carrier and then he backs off on him. Look, he goes over to get who is the guy with puck? We don't
Who assisted on the Bengal? I don't remember.
Yeah. So so McDavid goes over to him and then leaves him for Ekholm to get him so McDavid can get Steele or Ben, but doesn't pick really either of them up. So that's a Connor issue right there.
Yeah, no, it's your entire team. And look at Evan Bouchard, just hanging out.
Oh,
in front,
he's just friggin' useless,
doing
man.
his thing.
Useless on defense.
That was Wyatt Johnston. He's the right.
Wyatt Johnston with
Is
the
he good?
assist there on
he's
the
pretty damn
on the
good.
Ben snipe. I'm asking this entire Edmonton Oilers team, as somebody who picked them to win this game, somebody who still thinks they're going to turn around this season. I'm asking,
Can I
get your defense together.
Can I give you an insane stat line?
That's my defensive.
Give it.
One of the guys that was on the ice for that, Jesse, who I expected to play a more defensive role, and I saw him play very well against the Leafs many, many times. 25 games, 2 goals, 0 assists, and he's a -7. And I know we don't put a lot of plus minus.
Sure.
But when it starts to get goofy, you start to go, what is going on here? Who is that?
I can't think of who this is. Is this a forward?
It's a forward. Just signed a big contract. I thought he was going to be great there.
Oh my God. Trent Frederick.
Yes, sir.
Man. So
there's a bet that has not worked out.
That's the worst signing in the league.
Has 7 more years after this one to work out.
I was like, this could work. And the part of the reason that I said that is the easy thing to say is this is a disaster, which is what everyone was saying. I was like, okay, well, let's assume he's hurt, which that's not an assumption. It's just accurate. He was hurt. Then you look back at his last 2 healthy seasons in Boston. I was like, man, if he's that player, if he's most of that player, that's a great deal. Turns out he might be worse than he was last year. And
he was bad and he was injured last year.
Yeah. And if that continues, you're dead.
Well, I wonder with that, when Tavares came off that head injury in the Montreal series, the next season, he was still roughly a point a game, but he wasn't quite himself. And people are like, the guy's washed. And he comes back the season after that season and is himself again. And it's, man, could it be the head trauma? So I'm wondering with Trent Frederick, is this injury one of those? It seemed like a pretty severe injury. Like when they traded for him, I don't even think he played many regular season games, if any at all, and then joined them mid playoffs.
You're correct, yeah.
And so I'm wondering with him, is it more of a situation where he's still not fully recovered? Or does it take 50 or 60 games to get your groove back?
That's possible, but that's a guy who they were like, you get to play with Connor and Leon.
And we want you to play here for 8 years. They didn't need to do that.
No. And if he's that important to the future of your team, you shut him down.
Well, I think
now we're making
he was going to be a UFA though, I think, and that's why they signed him to the long-term deal.
No, I mean, so you've got him long-term, but he's clearly not right. Shut him down.
Right.
That's best case. Worst case is he's bad.
Jesse, can we play? Yeah.
We're trying to be like, he's good but injured. And that's actually a good scenario.
Yeah.
Bad scenario is he's just bad.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, Jess. Can you play a little of that Connor McDavid?
Connor?
Yeah.
Connor before Leon?
Connor before Leon, and then we'll get to Leon.
Leon, take a second step back. Connor's more important here.
Not good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have many answers for you here tonight. I don't know. I don't have any answers, as I said.
So big picture defensively is something you guys have, been struggling with this year more than in previous years. So how concerning is it that the D side of the game is as far off as it is right now?
I think it stems from the whole thing. We're not good enough with the puck. And it's leading to sustained, time in our D zone. It's the whole thing, we're not getting up the ice, not forechecking pucks back, and we're playing too much in the D zone. There's not many D zone systems that hold up after, 30, 40 a minute in your D zone. It's tough to defend.
God, this sounds familiar.
To measure maybe, but I guess you've felt it with yourself and with teammates over the years. What's the gap between where you guys are now and when you feel confident?
That's a good question. I mean, obviously not very good tonight. The gap seems pretty far tonight, but I don't know. I don't know. You're asking me to measure the gap. I don't know what the gap is between us playing our best and where we're at right now. It's obviously pretty far.
So there's games where you're maybe not going to have it and need to figure out ways to get back into games. There seems to be a lot of nights this year, Connor, where your group is struggling to figure out how to re-engage in games. Are you sensing that, and why?
Well, yeah. There's definitely been two significant ones where we've let it get away on us. Both here on home ice, both unacceptable. So, I have to find a way to generate our own momentum, our own energy, our own, and find a way to get ourselves going.
So, first of all, I'm not sure Mount Vesuvius rumbled that much. That guy's pissed. That guy's also out of answers. But also, there's an important note there that doesn't maybe get talked about enough, and it's something the Oilers it's something that is their strength when they're on, and it's just kneecapping them when they're bad. And that is game management. And they often talk about that from the refereeing perspective.
Yeah.
But the best teams know when to make their move. We all sit there from our couch covered in Cheetos and, Hawk and Cheesies for me, and just go, you got to give 100%. You got to try a full 60 minutes. The Florida Panthers don't do that. There are certain things they do all game.
They manage you.
And they're like boxers.
Yeah.
And when they connect, they start throwing clinically, tactically, and like a machine gun.
Yep.
And that's something the Oilers are really good at. You could be up 2 or 3 with honestly 5-6 minutes left in the third and still not feel safe. Because if they get you with one, then comes the body shot, then comes the hook, then comes whatever. But recovery is a huge part of that equation. It's something the Leafs struggle at mightily. We've seen them allow a goal or have a bad shift, and it just snowballs.
When the Penguins are managing you, they're not hemorrhaging. Whereas I find that when the Panthers, are managing you, they're not hemorrhaging. Meaning that they, what I found in the 2023 playoffs specifically is they used to give up a lot of shots back then. People kind of forget that. But it would be
gotten better.
Second or third shot of the game, they'd score. They were ruthlessly efficient. And when they were managing back a little bit and not doing because you can't push all the time. But part of what a 60-minute effort is when you are managing the other team and just holding the line. you are not giving up insane slot chances and high danger score, however you want to qualify it.
Yeah.
And the Panthers do a great job of that. Edmonton has always been sort of an 80s style team where they did have better defensive players back in the day, though. Your Dylan Holloways, your Warren Fogels, Corey Perry, I think, has been great in LA. Maybe they should have re-signed him.
I mean, he's a great example of a player who knows when to make his move.
Yeah.
He can't go the way Hart Trophy Corey Perry used to go. That was 15 years ago.
Yep.
But he finds a way to be effective.
I want to play Leon, Jess. Can we do him? Can we do Leon? Because he's also frustrated. And I think he touches on something that I'm going to need all the struggling teams fans to get on board with.
Can you explain the discrepancy from one game to the next?
Not sure. Don't really have an answer right now. It's just clearly start to finish not good enough.
Defensively, this group is having a hard time finding, its game and consistency, Leon. How concerning is it that the defensive side seems to be so out of your grasp right now?
Well, it's very concerning. Everything is very concerning, though. we're nearly 30 games in, and still don't seem to have it down or know what we are. So, I don't really know what to say. It's just not good enough right now.
Okay, let's pause it there. Nearly 30 games in. I see a lot of people saying, hey, don't go too hard on the Leafs. I just see it in the Leafs Twitter. I don't know what Oilers Twitter is saying.
Sure.
I think Oilers Twitter is not happy.
I think they're more confused than anything.
Yeah. Because you're used to a bad October if you're an Oilers fan. I look at this and I go, yeah, it is nearly 30 games in. Like we are a couple weeks away from 50% of the season being done, guys. And I know it doesn't feel that way. We are on a compressed schedule. There is the February break, and there's quite large. But like, when is this going to sink in? If it ever is, and that brings me to the rumor that happened this weekend with the Edmonton Oilers, and I guess it's Nick Kyprios that wrote this for Sportsnet, but he said. Binnington has one more season to go on his contract, and the sense is he won't be a part of any retool the Blues might undergo because the Blues are also having a bad year. The strongest speculation ties Binnington to Edmonton. So
I don't know how they do that.
And that the Oilers are also seeing if they can get a defenseman out of St. Louis at the same time.
Parayko.
That potential deal. That
would be
perfect.
crazy.
That potential deal would most likely be built around Stuart Skinner going back to St. Louis to team up with Hofer. And I kind of wondered, are the Oilers, if we're doing salary for salary, because the Oilers are, capped out, I think. Is that a Darnell Nurse going the other way? Is that I'm trying to look at this. Like,
I'm trying to make the money work in my head. Like, no, it's not.
But if you're trying if they're trying to get a defenseman from St. Louis, and St. Louis does have good defensemen.
Wallman, who you just locked up, I don't know. I'm trying to think of what would get it done.
I think Adam already said it. It's Nurse. Like, that would be the most convenient thing for the Oilers to get rid of that $9 million and bring in a nice stud like Parayko.
Does he have a full no move?
Darnell Nurse, I believe so. Yeah, he's got the little anchor. He's got full no movement clause, 9.25 till 2030.
I'm sorry. I'm giving you Binnington and Parayko and taking Nurse. You are giving me every
Savoy
single asset of your future.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to win a Stanley Cup.
There's not a lot of teams that can justify that. I think the Oilers are probably one of them. Like, listen.
You go for it.
Now.
But hold on.
Okay.
Oh.
Jordan Binnington's having a bad year. And I know he had a good Four Nations and a good end of the last season.
Here's the problem, Adam. Who's like, yeah, take my good starter.
I can guarantee Jordan Binnington would have a good Stanley Cup final if he got there.
Yeah.
He will rise to the occasion. I believe it now.
There's enough evidence that he can do that kind of thing. And the Oilers guys don't get the benefit of the doubt that he does. He's done it.
Now,
they haven't.
Let me posit something to you, gentlemen.
That's a good trade.
Who am I? I'm a goalie that got traded.
I nailed it.
I'm a goalie that got traded for a 2027 second and a 2026 fourth and a shaky goaltender this summer.
This summer.
My name is. I got swapped for a shaky goaltender, a 2027 second rounder, and a 2026 fourth rounder.
It's not Vladar. He's a free agent. What are the goalie trades this
Also, strangely enough, makes about the same amount of money as Binnington. Almost within, I think, $100,000.
Hit me.
My name is John Gibson.
Oh, John Gibson.
Now, I know that difficult to do within the conference, but my point and the Oilers' points and everybody's points this summer, because Oilers fans are not stupid.
No.
If the Oilers had taken care of business this summer, it would have cost them a lot less.
Oh, you're saying they should have just done John Gibson?
Yes.
Yeah, that.
And John Gibson.
In
John
hindsight,
Gibson go to
yes.
Edmonton? Yeah, because they just came off 2 finals in a row and Connor McDavid plays there. Anybody will play in Edmonton right now. Anybody.
How many guys are saying no to them?
Nobody. And this
not
is where,
not this summer anyway.
If you had taken care of business in the summer, like everybody else except for Oilers management said, you should probably take care of that business. Then you'd have Gibson, Skinner, probably Calvin Pickard, who would have passed through waivers, right? As your good third goalie.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably able to hang on to Darnell Nurse. And if you want to, you can make a move mid-season with all the prospect capital that you have and your picks and add to whatever it is you need. Do we need more depth at forward? Do we need more depth at defense? We don't really know until the rubber hits the road.
Now, double check to make sure I'm not lying, but I don't think I am because I saw this the other day.
You would never lie.
I looked at the goaltender save percentage as leaderboard. Stuart Skinner has a better save percentage than John Gibson this season.
Let me see.
So I don't know if it's still true after last night.
Oh,
I've not said that before. I've
Wow.
Googled it.
yeah, he does.
What's
But
Gibson
I
at?
believe that John Gibson is an 870.
He is.
And Stuart Skinner after last night is what is he?
878.
There you go.
870.
So
What the hell is Gibson's
there you
record?
go.
But 912 save percentage last year.
Right.
Sure.
I just on a bad Ducks team. Sorry.
Yeah. If we're talking about Gibson specifically, it's not as easy as a plug and play.
Okay, fair. Then I just picked one goalie out of thin air,
Yes.
but you're right.
Yeah, I think there were options that Edmonton could have gone out and gotten. He is one of them, and who knows?
Can I lay something out that I think is the Oilers' last chance, at proving themselves? Because if we talked about game management.
Yep.
There's season management. Oilers were on a slide, and everyone started to talk about, are they in trouble? Do they need to do something? Then what happened? They waltz into Florida, who they really don't like, and they beat them. And they beat them good. And I can't help but wonder if they were like, see, when we turn it on, we're great. And they go home fat and happy and get caved.
Yeah, but the Panthers are, how many people are on the IR?
They're struggling, but it doesn't matter. You wanted to prove a point against whatever the Panthers threw at you, and you did. You come home and you have that fart.
Yep.
After a few days off and before a few days off. So this story is going to permeate for a little while.
Yep.
You have a weird afternoon game against Seattle. Then you got 5 straight home games. We were talking about boxers. This is your last opportunity for a counterpunch here, because you're running out of them. Like, would any of us be shocked if the Oilers take out their frustrations on Seattle and then they got a 5-gamer against Minnesota, Seattle, Winnipeg, Buffalo, Detroit, all at home? There's a lot of gettable games there. You're talking Winnipeg without Hellebuck.
Yeah.
You're talking Buffalo. You're talking
You can build something here.
Detroit. Depends on who they put in net, I guess. There's a lot of gettable games there, man. And after that, I mean, if you don't come out of that 5-game homestand with a winning record,
Like a 3-2 even?
I think you got to look at alternatives, because after that, by the way, after that 5-game homestand, guess what? 5 games on the road. Welcome to pro sports.
Crazy. Yeah, we'll see what happens, but I think it's very, very interesting. Also worth mentioning, the Oilers are last in goals from the slot and last in shot attempts allowed from the slot, meaning they're allowing a lot.
Yeah, I think it's a team defense thing. They need to get their defense together to make their goaltending look good. But there were options in that. Like, we've seen teams be creative and go out and get goaltenders. The Capitals do it all the time. Like one of the teams. The Kings do it all the time. The Edmonton Oilers have chosen to sit on the sidelines and stick with what they have, and it's gotten to them to the back-to-back Stanley Cup Finals. I'll always say that. But now it seems like they need to revamp a lot.
A lot of teams have changed their fortunes in net over the last 2-3 years, and none of those teams are the Oilers.
I want to know what you guys think about the memo Jim Rutherford sent out this weekend,
and what our Ford performance
you gotta
picks
do
of the
that.
night are.
Right.
What about that?
That first. Then I want to know what you think after we do Ready, Set, Ford performance of the night. Your Ready, Set, Ford performance of the night brought to you by the F-150 Tremor. Check out Ford.ca/F-150 to build out yours. We love them. We love but we got to talk about the performances. Can't talk about the F-150 at length right now. Although I'd love to. I love my truck. Let's talk about your performance of the night, because we had one game last night, right? Yeah. So, and it was a blowout. So I feel like we're going to lean Dallas on this one, unless somebody wants to be a hipster about it. Jesse Blake, go ahead.
I'm going to start. Like I said before, there wasn't a lot of hockey last night, so there was opportunity to watch other things and other types of hockey. You know, you tune into an out-of-market game in Dallas and Edmonton, out-of-market for us here in Toronto. And you also tune into the PWHL, where the game. Montreal Victoire were playing the New York Sirens. Good game if you're a Victoire fan. They won 4-0. But in that game, Abby Rock went between the legs on the Sirens goalie. I can't play the video for you, but here is the screenshot of the beautiful goal. It was an unbelievable between the legs goal. Shout out Abby for that one. That's my Ford performance highlight of the night.
Did you see her press conference after?
No.
She said she's never practiced it, even in practice, like never tried it ever. And she's like, she said in the midst of doing it, she's like, this is stupid. And then went, she's like, totally by accident.
That's something your coach yells at you for practicing.
Yes. Yeah. Steven.
You work your whole life to get to the NHL. You finally get there. You finally get your first career NHL goal. And it cuts the lead to 4-1. Connor Clattenburg, hey, you deserve your flowers.
Yeah.
I'm sorry your first career goal came at such an awful time. But when you think about it, when do you need a goal more?
I agree.
Poor guy's first career NHL goal.
I am going to give my Ready, Set, Forward performance of the night to not a player.
Okay.
I'm going to give it to a man who spent an inordinate amount of time in Alberta after his first stint in Dallas, and that'd be head coach Glenn Gulutzin. This is a guy who has taken over a position that I don't think a lot of people would envy, because this is a team that has Stanley Cup aspirations. He was already their head coach in the early 2010s and went to Calgary, was their head coach. That was miserable, but that's not surprising in retrospect. It seems like anything in the last 10 years in Calgary has been miserable. Like just the Don Maloney stuff, all that stuff. Then he goes to Edmonton and takes the assistant coach role and goes to the finals two times in a row. I almost said 3 times. That's the Panthers. And becomes the outside shot at this Dallas head coaching job. There were internal candidates. They wanted to bring the AHL guy up. I forget his name right now. But they went with Glenn, and the Dallas Stars have been amazing. You know, after the DeBoer implosion, it's kind of crazy to see this guy come in and nobody's given him any flowers all season long. But that Dallas Stars team is a monster, and they're only being outshone by the outrageous superpower that is the Colorado Avalanche.
There's a world where you get this job with a really good team, and it's your last opportunity to be a head coach in this league.
Totally.
If you screw it up, right? So, you know, some people are going to be like, it's the Dallas Stars. Like, what are you talking about? Like, there's pressure there.
Yeah.
There is pressure. It exists outside of Canada, believe it or not. Like, that team is expected to be good, and if they're not, everyone's going to assume it's you. So I like that pick.
I think he's, and he did it against his old team too. So I think that's got to feel really good. So that is, I never thought, I was not a Glenn Gulutzin fan in Calgary, but I'm impressed. Really impressed. And those are your Ready, Set, Ford performances of the night. Check out Ford.ca/F150 to build out your Ford F-150 Tremor. The streets will shake as you're driving down your neighborhood. Not actually. It's very nice. Listen, the BetMGM app is an official sports betting partner of the National Hockey League and is everything you need for the action on the ice. I have a question. Oilers, Dallas. Bad game last night, right? Is this the time to take the Oilers to win the Stanley Cup?
That is a fascinating question, and you might be right.
Jesse, what do you think?
I would think so. I'm gonna believe in the Oilers until they tell me not to, which would be through losing.
Okay.
So I would select the Oilers to do everything.
Okay. Put a couple bucks down. Maybe that's just a bet worth trying. BetMGM, by the way, has original bets, which other hockey markets just don't have. Okay.
I said Dallas win and Jason Robertson anytime goal, by the way.
Oh, okay. And guess what you got? Both. It's
Oilers
beautiful.
still have the 5th best odds to win the Stanley Cup. So you're not even getting value on them. 11-1.
Turns out they're smart.
Avs, Panthers, Knights, Hurricanes, Oilers.
So $2 on that. That gets you 20. Okay. All right. Now listen, you can download the BetMGM app today and enjoy the NHL like never before. BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. 19 plus to wager. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you have any questions or concerns about your gambling or somebody close to you, please contact Connects Ontario at 1-866-531-2600 to speak to an advisor free of charge. BetMGM operates pursuant to an operating agreement with iGaming Ontario. So what do we think about Jim Rutherford sending out a memo to NHL teams saying there are veteran forwards available on the Vancouver Canucks currently? Now, Rick Dhaliwal of Donnie and Dolly in Vancouver drilled down on this a little bit more, and it seems like the Evander Kane experience in Vancouver is almost over. He's got 5 to 6 goals in his last 50 to 60 games. And remember, they had to move guys out to bring that salary in. Kiefer Sherwood is on fire. And
he's great.
He's been great, and he's a forward that's a UFA that makes less than $2 million. But
is he?
Yeah. He's a UFA, makes less than $2 million, and he's had the start that he's had, and he's a monster.
Oh my God.
Here's the thing, though. Balancing that, you have Jim Rutherford talking about Quinn Hughes and his agent, what the Canucks want. The Canucks are like, well, we know what we want. And he's like, Quinn knows what we want, but, people make decisions.
Oh, dear.
And, I'm hearing, I've seen some Vancouver shows today say that anybody around Quinn right now is saying he's committed to Vancouver, doesn't want to go anywhere. But as we know, if Vancouver starts trading too many vets, we're in a retool scenario. And does Quinn want that? And so I'm curious to know what you guys think about the Vancouver Canucks currently. I want to reiterate that on Monday I mentioned 2 seasons ago they had Miller, Horvat, and Elias Pettersson down the middle. They now have one of those guys, and he's the least performing one. Well, actually, no. He's actually been better than Miller this year.
He's doing better than Miller. Horvat's going off.
Yeah, Horvat's amazing.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Horvat was traded because he didn't get along with Miller too? Was that what? There was a fight there. That was
the rumor. With Vancouver, there are a lot of rumors about what goes on in the room and not a ton confirmed.
So if you're Quinn Hughes and you look at that roster 2 years ago that took Edmonton, eventual Stanley Cup finalist, to 7 games, I swear to God, if Brock Besser had been playing in Game 7, they might have won.
That's a big what if.
You look at that roster and you go, look at that compared to what I have today. This is the same management group. We've now lost our head coach, who I really loved, Rick Tocchet, who didn't want to be there. It wasn't that they fired Rick Tocchet. Rick Tocchet was just like, no, I don't think so. I'm curious about how this all plays out. How does Vancouver, Jesse and Steve, spin this mini sell-off if it is in fact happening? I mean, he sent out the damn memo. How do they spin this into a good thing for Quinn Hughes and keeping him around long-term?
Lying, if you want the literal answer.
Okay. I mean,
lie.
Winning trades. Is it what do you do here? Because Evander Kane can't have a ton of value. Kiefer Sherwood definitely would, but I would have questions about Kiefer Sherwood outside of the system he's playing in. Is he going to be able to replicate that on another team?
He was a crazy hitter in Nashville, and then I think he just got a better opportunity, continued to be a crazy hitter, and scored more goals, right? So I think that's a pretty repeatable skill that he could do pretty much anywhere. That's exactly the kind of guy NHL GMs will line up to overpay for. And you better hope someone overpays for him because everyone else has no moves. You're screwed. Right? I don't see them being in rebuild territory though. Like this has been the frustrating thing with the Canucks for the last half decade plus is I don't think they've ever been bad enough or even close to bad enough to really consider a full-blown rebuild. They've had the talent. Listen to the guys you just mentioned, Horvat, Miller, and Pettersson. And I'm not even sure they made the playoffs every year with those guys. I don't think they did.
Look at the list of injuries. Heedle's out, Forbert's out, Holander's out,
Here,
Bluger's
let's
out.
back up and do this slowly because
okay.
I have something to say.
Philip Heedle is out.
That's the free space.
He's always out.
When the Flyers got Ryan Ellis, what did I say? I was like, I feel horrible for the guy that he got hurt again, but as of late, the thing he does most in his career is get hurt. Philip Heedle didn't ask to be like crushed a couple times, but
he's prone.
He's prone. This happens. This guy who doesn't play a full season in the NHL is not playing a full season in the NHL, and now we're without. And we just lost Pius Suter, which was a pretty big loss for us. Yeah, man, that's poor planning. This was always going to happen.
Forbert.
Okay.
Hoglander.
Okay. Well, that's a guy you wanted to pitch out the door anyway.
Bluger.
That hurts.
Demko and Lankinen.
Yeah, that's devastating.
And you don't have Archer Seelovs backing them up anymore.
Completely devastating, yeah.
That's tough.
That's bad.
So I'm just like, listen, if he's saying this.
Who the hell's in net?
Who is in net? I'll give you the names in just a second.
I know Lankinen's gone personal reasons.
Tolopilo and Patera.
You could do worse. Like, I don't know, in terms of third stringers, you could do worse.
But you've got some of the guys I look at this roster and I'm like, well, there's some value here, right? Like there's good players. And I know Alan was tweeting this weekend about, I think there was a reference to Philip Hronek made and he was like, he's got a no move, guys. He's not waiving it. Right?
Right.
Now you can have guys waive no move clauses. I just don't get the sense that Hronek is. I think Alan tweeted that. I didn't even ask Alan, but I'm making the assumption. Tyler Myers is a name.
Yeah.
Teams would sign up for a gigantic right shot tree. Right?
You gotta preface it with that's a name.
That's a name.
It's probably not the best.
Yeah. Okay there, Pierre Dorian.
There's the other Elias Pettersson, the Elias Nils Pettersson, who is a left shot defenseman on your bottom pair.
I think they got to trade him. Enough. I'm sick of there being two on the same team. That's the only reason, by the way. He's a fine player.
Could Connor Garland's name be out there? Like, I'm trying to say, like, if they're going to talk about, is David Kampf on the trading block? Like, if this is what they're really going to do, Besser just signed to stay. Pettersson's locked in. I have a hard time thinking they would trade Jake DeBrusk because that was a big get for that organization.
Yeah.
So that leaves Kane, Garland, Kiefer Sherwood, Drew O'Connor. Like, who are you moving?
I mean, Sherwood's
that's the free space.
I think you have two missions here because you don't got to pitch everyone out the door.
Yep.
And the hockey world spends an inordinate amount of time talking about the guys the Canucks are going to trade and then they don't.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So I think there's two things you got to do if you're going to accept that this is a retool year. Get Kane out the door somehow. Maximize what you get for Sherwood. Everything else beyond that, I don't know. Don't get shitty value to get a guy to waive his no move. If you get good value, fine. Right? Your team won the Calder Cup last year. I'm sure you could, graduate guys around the edges. Don't go selling the farm, though. I don't think they're in that position.
Okay. Yeah. I'm confused at what they're trying to do. I don't know what they want. Jesse,
I have no idea.
I think that's where I think the conversation should go with the Vancouver Canucks is the confusion of what they're supposed to do and the fact that I don't think Francesco Aquilini is a great owner. I think he's meddling in every single part of this organization. Bleacher Report, it's actually like on his Wikipedia page. I was reading about him yesterday. On his Wikipedia page is a Bleacher Report article where he's listed as one of the 7 most meddling owners in pro sports. He's on this list with like Dolan and Jerry Jones, which I think is appropriate for him to be put in
all
that.
pro sports.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, in North American pro sports, he's one of 7 on that list. And I think it's appropriate because you look at the way he runs this team and how much he's involved and what from the top down to the players, how much chaos there has been within the Vancouver Canucks.
Sorry, go ahead.
And I think that also bleeds into Jim Rutherford and how he's run this team. Because you look at Jim Rutherford, he's been there since the end of 2021. What has he done other than had a really good 24 season where everything worked? In that 24 season, they got 51 starts out of Thatcher Demko. That's probably never going to happen again, just based on Thatcher Demko's track record.
As soon as he signed that deal, I was like, are you sure?
All these players played 80 games or more for the Canucks. Hoglander, Garland, Hronik, Besser, Pedersen, Hughes, and Miller.
Damn.
Extremely healthy. They win the division. They have a good 24 season. They beat up on a Nashville team that we now know are Paper Tigers, and they lose to the Edmonton Oilers in 7 games.
I don't know about beat up. Nashville outshot them most nights, right?
They won.
Adam had to stream that godforsaken series. That's why
awful.
I looked at it.
It was the worst.
Adam hated it.
And yes, I think Nashville somehow did, but the Canucks would win like 3-0 on 12 shots.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So they were like Carolina, but bad.
Yeah, and Nashville couldn't score. They just had no finish.
So they have that really good 24. Outside of that, Jim Rutherford's been there for a couple seasons. In those seasons, he's missed the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And then we look at how the organization has been run since he's been there. It's been chaos from the players in the locker room to on the ice and everything. I don't trust the Aquilinis or Rutherford to right this ship. And I don't think the decisions that they're going to make here are going to move this franchise forward because in the long term, I don't trust these guys to put this franchise in a good position to win.
I'll stick up for Rutherford. But while agreeing with you that he hasn't done the best job, I think he's done the best job he can. Because if we're to believe everything that we hear about the Aquilinis, they're in trouble. You bring in an executive. I mean, he's in the Hall of Fame already. You bring in an executive like Jim Rutherford to keep ownership at bay. And he managed for a bit. He did. And he has gotten them to open their wallets, in certain situations, the Demko deal. And
they never
getting Besser done.
With Benning too, like they always spent. They're just on the wrong people.
They always want to spend.
Yeah.
Like Jay Beagle at $3.5 million.
They want to spend sometimes when it comes to like building a practice rink. They are the only team in the league without a
How don't you have
facility.
that?
That doesn't even make sense.
And your specialty, the way you made your money, is real estate. You build shit for a living.
You're an NHL team without a facility to practice at.
And so
the expansion PWHL team has one.
If things seem as volatile and chaotic as they did before Rutherford even got there, well,
what's the common denominator?
The common denominator is ownership,
Yeah.
and it's the worst position to be in because, like, we'll sit here and talk about the Sabres sometimes, and we're like, well, what if they do?
Yeah.
And the conclusion we usually get to at the end of the conversation is it's a waste of breath because it all comes back to ownership.
Yeah.
And this is how a lot of leave conversations go. Like my frustration with, well, I want them to change this. Well, this is how MLSE does things. And at least there's a bit of a track record of like, well, the Raptors are doing well. And,
Hey, the Blue Jays are doing well.
the Blue Jays are doing well. And the Blue Jays aren't part of MLSE, but yes, they are.
Yeah.
The only time that I've heard of Ed getting involved was that he thought Masai Ujiri was making too much money. Like, other than that, he doesn't.
And then it's the first opportunity they got to fire him. They did. And look at the team now. Great decision, Rogers.
Yeah.
He's great stuff. For the Leafs, I don't think it's on ownership and their decision making. I blame the front office a lot for that stuff, like the president. But with the Canucks, I think you can directly point to ownership and look at a lot of this chaos.
Not having a practice facility is why.
And I think that's a large reason. Like your head coach wants to willingly leave, and I'm glad you brought that up, Adam. And I don't want to start the Quinn Hughes leaving stuff, but people have already started it, and that's how you lose franchise franchise players, where they look at the place they're going to settle down for the entirety of their lives, and they're like, I don't really want to be here, and there's a lot of other options to play professional hockey, and you got to be really worried about losing Quinn Hughes.
You can change a coach. You can fire a general manager. Pretty hard to fire an owner. Pretty hard to fire an owner, or while the owner is there, change the owner's ways.
You
The
could be an
owner's ways
executive in the NHL for 50 years and not get a player like Quinn Hughes.
Yeah. He's the second best defenseman in the NHL.
Behind
of
Matthew
this era.
Schaefer.
Behind Matthias Samuelsson, according to the analyst. No, actually, he's, it's Cale Makar and then everybody else, but Quinn is the second.
You don't get many guys who are in the Norris conversation every year, and he's worthy of it.
Don't give him an excuse to go. Right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. So, okay, if you've been bitten hard by the injury bug, and they have been, and it's a retool year, then make that clear to Quinn, and you better be good next October.
Can I also say Jim Rutherford needs to wear some of this, because he might be, outside of Barry Trotz, the worst talker in the media.
Oh,
every time he's in front of a microphone, which seems so often. Why is he talking so much?
Vancouver's a hot market for media. Like, they demand that.
No,
they
but
really get mad.
They know.
Yeah.
Like, and whenever he's in front of a mic, he always says a ridiculous thing like, "Oh, Quinn might leave," and like, why are you saying that?
For all the talk of how ravenous Canadians are and how ravenous the Canadian hockey media is, executives across this country try to talk their way out of a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Like
blah 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 blah, and you're like, oh boy.
Don Maloney showed up for some reason to chat.
Bergevin did it for a while there in Montreal.
Oh man, Pierre Dorian and oh my God,
they tried to talk
and
their
the
way
owner there. Now, like, listen, I know he's dead, but every time Eugene Melnyk spoke, it was worse.
Even Michael Andlauer. I'm gonna get those draft picks back. They really fucked us with that one, Gary. Shut up.
No,
Gary's not gonna give you anything if you're talking about him in the media.
Yeah, you know who got his pick back? Lou.
Because he knows how to play the game,
and he found out something probably and was able to use that as leverage.
No,
that's what I think Lou did.
Yeah,
no, Michael Andlauer.
He sent a picture and said, "Are these your size?" And it was just a pair of concrete shoes.
Yeah. All of these executives talking, like Jim Rutherford should know better.
Calgary, Edmonton for a while, they're not quite as bad as
they're not
used to
chatty.
be.
No,
Edmonton's pretty well run.
But Vancouver, man, they try to talk they've for like all the way back to Benning, like they try to talk their way out of everything.
Yeah, and we don't even realize, like, we don't. It's not a note when he talks that he's not even the general manager, and he's like Jim Rutherford.
Oh, I know.
Like, but that should be like a footnote on all these things. This is the president talking, not the guy who's supposed to be making the actual transactions. But we clearly know he is the general manager with the president title. It's ridiculous.
Their social media throws me off too, because they begin every tweet with Canucks general manager Patrick Allvin has announced, and I go, so-and-so has been sent down. And I'm like, what? That's not how you begin a tweet about someone was sent down in the minors.
Also, nobody talks like that. Like Jacob Quillen was just sent down by the Leafs like right now. And,
really?
And it just appeared on the Leafs roster page. Like, Brad Treliving is not announcing that. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. Hear ye, hear ye. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, town crier. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm tired of thinking a blockbuster trade happened and all you did was call up Nils Aman. It pisses me off. It pisses me off.
That's second line right winger to Elias Pettersson in the playoffs, Nils Aman to use.
Oh, I know. I'm not criticizing him, but I'm like, I thought something juicy was happening.
Yeah.
And it's just you called a guy up.
Stop saying shit.
Forgive me for having no faith in the current Canucks regime to get these things done appropriately and turn this around for this season. I don't think this is a playoff team right now, and if I'm them, you got to really sell off Kane, who's going to be UFA, and anything else you can't that's not nailed down, and you got to really think about if we're going to lose Quinn Hughes or not.
What are you gonna? I think you're gonna. Like, are people gonna pay for Evander Kane?
No.
$5 million?
How many teams?
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, like a non-playoff team that's either rebuilding or retooling. Oh, wait, that's you. So
it's not going to be. So if there's a team looking for a power forward with some salary retained, I guess, because he can be a real factor when he wants to be, man. he can.
Yeah, but
he's had so many injuries.
When the hell is he ever going to want to be?
And you know what?
You have no idea.
There are guys where it's like, you've been on a lot of teams. I don't know what that means, but you've been on a lot of teams.
Send him to Washington. He can be near his buddy.
Who's his buddy?
Cash Patel. Which is insane.
Also, Michael Bublé was commenting on Canucks posts this weekend. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Man, that guy.
He's a big Canucks fan, but I actually disagree with him on this. He said, reading comments like these.
You disagree
sucks.
with my personal friend, Michael?
What a shit fan base we are. With fans like us, karma will always give us what he deserves. Mike, you're supposed to make the playoffs this year, and fans are pissed. They're allowed to vent.
Yeah, but that's
Sorry,
him.
Mike.
That's him venting. Right?
Yeah.
He's pissed. That guy.
But he's mad. He's not mad at the team that management put together. He's mad at the fans for being upset that they've disappointed.
I think that's...
Come on, Mike.
That's Mike talking about what he can control, which is like...
I think he's connected to management there.
Probably.
And has friends there and is sticking up for them, and that's fine. But like, dude, come on.
But
fans are going to be fans.
That is... I'm not that type of fan, but a lot of people are. And they're like, listen, let's control what we can control, which is our attitude towards the team.
Yeah, you know what?
We can help.
And when we get skunked, you need to be positive about it.
Some people think that way, man.
Leaf fans love to tell me that.
Oh, I know.
Hey, wow! They're only 7 points out of first place. Yeah, we haven't even played 30 games yet. 7 points.
That's kind of a lot.
Crazy.
Yeah. I know, man. I know.
Come on. I'm allowed to say bad is bad. And I'm not a shitty person for doing that.
I don't like blaming the fans, but like a lot of people think that way.
Okay, good for them. Now,
let me stick up for my close personal friend.
I think he's wrong on this one.
British Columbia.
He could be wrong. I'm your close personal friend. I'm wrong all the time. Do you stick up for me?
No, we'll see.
No.
About that. We'll see.
All right, now, and you shouldn't.
That's a good retort.
That is a good retort. Also, you're wrong about the Ducks. Oh, wait.
I was wrong about Detroit, and I get called out for that all the time. Hey, you know what I like?
Friendship.
Yes. And buying clothes that fit properly. And as a man, for whatever reason, we've decided that we're going to make 2 types of t-shirts for men. One of them is the one where it is plastered onto your skin.
The European cut.
Yeah. The I haven't eaten a sandwich in several years cut. And listen, I have small but pokey nipples. That doesn't work for me. Okay? Doesn't work for me. The other one is...
I go to Mykonos.
Yeah. Exactly. Thank you, Jesse. The other one is I took a lampshade and cut out some fabric, and that's what it looks like. So when you hold it
doubles as a ghost costume.
Yes. Yeah. When you hold it
it's basically Homer's moo-moo.
Yes. It's a skirt that nips down and then it flares out like your parents' pants from the 70s.
So do we have a proper t-shirt?
Yes. It's true classic. Right. It's true and it's classic, and they make great t-shirts. 5 million men have bought these. 200,000 5-star reviews. Look what it does to your arm. It kind of makes you look like
look
you
at that
guns.
Whoa.
The t-shirt can't give you guns. We're all
but
clear.
It makes you. It does kind of. See, here's the thing. It doesn't.
I disagree,
Jesse. It doesn't European cut your midsection.
Okay,
European cuts your arms. You're like, oh.
How do I get a discount here?
I didn't know you were jacked like that.
Yeah, I know. So here's the thing.
I just want money off.
Listen, you can buy them at Amazon, Target, Costco, or Sam's Club, or you could go to trueclassic.com, use the promo code DANGLE, grab yourself a perfect gift for everybody on your list. The man on your list specifically. trueclassic.com/dangle. Get it now. Drew and Stu pick 'em. Every single week with the Spark app, which is the app, if you tune into any of our live streams, that's where we do all of our trivia with Steve and with myself. And Drew and Stu also have a pick 'em every single week, and there are prizes. And this one's a good one if you're a Jets fan, because it's a little out of date, and yet it might be the only guy, maybe one of 2 guys worth having, Jesse Blake.
Drew and Stu this week are giving away a Sauce Gardner Jets jersey. And he was traded at the trade deadline to the Indianapolis Colts. So this is memorabilia that's going to be worth a lot, because you can't get it anymore after this.
I heard you say Indianapolis.
Indianapolis.
Steve, do you remember when the Leafs were so bad that it was like, I'm gonna wear a Gary Roberts jersey, even though he hasn't been here for 15 years.
I remember yesterday.
Yeah. I still got my Matt Sundin jersey because I'm not buying one of these. That's where Jets fans are at.
Got
it.
Got it.
So
show me the standings.
Each week you go and you pick all of the NFL games against the spread. It's in the link in the description. Go play along with us. If you finish in first place for this upcoming week, all the games are on. There's a bunch of games on Thanksgiving, so get your picks in early.
Yeah.
You get that Sauce Gardner jersey.
And look at Cam.
From Drew and Stu, the Stu part is in first place amongst everyone, which is appropriate.
Yeah.
You know? It makes a lot of sense.
Drew's at 14.
If we go and we see the rest of the standings, we see at the very bottom. There he is, Mr. Adam Wild.
You know?
Shoot, I was neck and neck with you, Andrew, and you guys pulled away.
You were keeping up. You were somebody who doesn't know anything.
No.
It was really impressive that you were getting, I would call it a little lucky.
I'll be honest.
I think top 100 is crazy.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I missed a couple weeks. So
don't do that.
Great,
Especially on
You're not going to win
we
your
have
jersey.
giveaways.
Yeah.
You can't miss a couple weeks. You guys all had terrible weeks last week. I didn't though. Week 12.
So just copy Jesse's picks. You
If
can
we
do that.
look at the standings from last week,
wow.
this is a week where
Cam had a bad week.
you did do your full picks. Both of you.
Yeah.
Steve only got 4 points. Adam got 2 points. Cam got 3 points and Drew got 4 points. They were saying on their show this week that this was one of their worst years in the history of the show.
Really?
Yeah, weeks in the history of the show. They've never been murdered like this before.
In the context of SDPN, I actually did quite well.
With 4.
4.
Yeah, it was a lot of unexpected victories, except if you expected them like me, who got 12 points on the week.
The only thing that makes me feel okay about this is I'm kicking both of their asses in our SDPN fantasy group. But that is not available to the public. So I need to do better next year, I think, is what we're trying. And maybe this week. Maybe I can win this week.
Perhaps.
So check it out right now on the Spark app. Link is where?
In the description.
Yeah, and listen, if you haven't checked out Drew and Stu, it's the best football show flipping out there, man. Those guys are amazing. It's a fun show, great environment, and people just absolutely love it. So go Drew and Stu. Tonight, Matthew Nyes, Austin Matthews, and Nicholas Waugh will be making their return to the Toronto Maple Leafs lineup.
A whole ass line.
Jacob Quillen has been sent down, and it's looking as though because the Leafs are they're so mysterious. The Toronto Maple Leafs won't tell the reporters at the game. Honestly, I want to play the Scooby-Doo theme song every time these fucking guys. It's like, wow, gang, we got a mystery. Craig Berube will not tell reporters who will be out for the Leafs, but Dakota Joshua, Matthias Michelli, and Sammy Blais are staying out late as projected scratches.
Blais is not surprising.
That's obvious.
That's a waiver claim.
Joshua and Michelli need to sit.
Well, Michelli, I mean, it's obvious the coach hates this player or they don't gel.
They don't Michelli?
Hey, Josh was so disappointing. Like, for how I thought the team would play versus how they play and versus how this player plays, I love him at his best. His best is Canucks playoff Dakota Joshua, hitting everything that moves, big body in front, getting a lot of Daryl Boyce assists where you don't actually touch the puck, but you provide the screen.
Sure.
That's what I call them. And he hasn't done it enough. I still think there's a player there. Like, maybe he's healthied and, it's something that motivates him.
Do you want to know what Craig Berube said about him?
What did Craig Berube say about him?
He said he met with him today.
Great.
And he said he's got more to give and he knows that and he wants to give more. So it's just about getting him going in the right direction. What gets him going in the right direction, Steve and Jesse?
Pissing him off. Apparently. I think he probably plays best when he's pissed off. A lot of people didn't like him not going at Arbor Xhekaj.
I didn't like that at all.
What
are you here for? Walk away with a shred of dignity, please.
There's got to be.
I did not like that at all. I didn't like that.
You know what I would love to. Pizzetta actually would have been the wrong person to ask about this because he just would have fought, which is an insane thing to do. But the best teams are good at getting under the skin of guys who will kick their ass without getting their ass kicked.
Brad Marchand.
He
grabs a lot. Or he lets the...
Sam Bennett?
Oh, a lot of grabbing. So much grabbing.
By the way, it was highlighted again in the Panthers-Oilers game the other day. The Panthers have a few hallmarks, and one of them is they'll just choke you. They'll put you in a headlock and choke you. I'm not suggesting Dakota Joshua could have done that, but it's clear that like Berube gave him an elevated role in that game and he didn't live up to it. I don't think that's necessarily his fault. Joshua Domi Robertson, like what did you expect out of that line? That's not a good line. That might be
I'd like a good game.
a fourth line when you're healthy.
I'd like a good game this season from him. I haven't seen Dakota Joshua play Dakota Joshua hockey once. Not once.
2 or 3, but that's not enough.
Jesse, of the guys that are sitting, so Quillen's down, Joshua, Michelli, Blais are sitting. Who is still on this team in a month? Assuming people are back from injury, right?
Who is still on this team in terms of
because I gotta think, like, I think they know what Sammy Blais is, and I think they knew what he was when they picked him up, right? He is what he is. Michelli and Joshua were the two bets, the real bets that they made this offseason in terms of depth. Both make about 3.5. Both were had for a third or a fourth round pick, whatever it was. And they brought them in to go, okay, you guys have scored in the past. You both had off years last year. How long are we giving these two players before the Leafs go, it's not working here and we got to find you a new home?
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say Michelli seems to be way more on the outs. He wasn't brought here to be a fourth liner, and they got him on the fourth line, and now they got him scratched. Whereas Joshua can do that. And I think he'll be right back in the lineup at the first opportunity. So I would say easy money's on Michelli being out.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a cop-out answer, but you're not going to trade the guys for nothing. If there's a taker for Michelli at value, you move him because he clearly, as you said, doesn't have a fit in this lineup. Same with Joshua, which I think more teams would be inclined to take Joshua if you want to move off of him. I personally wouldn't. I think there's more there.
So you keep him?
I think, yeah, right now, yeah, I think Joshua's a useful player. Just despite the slow start, I think he has a better fit in the lineup. Michelli, though, I think isn't providing anything more than something like Yarncroke can do. Like I don't understand hanging on to him if there is something out there for him. But that's the thing. Who's paying for Matthias Michelli at value? Like, what are you gaining in that instance? If it's draft picks, sure. If it's a project, sure. But there needs to be something. You can't lose him for nothing.
Like,
you're not wavering Michelli.
No, this isn't a good answer, but this is the type of player I think you look at. Like Tomasino just got waived. And the reason no one claimed him is he makes too much. It's like 175, right? So you'd have to bury him.
Yeah.
Could you do something there? The difference is he's 24. Parsonen with the Rangers. Did he get claimed?
I have not seen it. It's 105.
Oh, okay. So not yet. There's another guy.
3 points.
3 points. Also 24. So he's really young. Like I'm trying to think of, like those are hockey trades to me. It's not a buy. It's not a sell. It's a hockey trade.
But Michelli's at 3.45 mil.
I know.
That's a really hard sell.
So who's trying to, who needs to score more?
And you know, here's the thing. I think that those salaries for both of those guys, maybe Dakota Joshua different, but Michelli's, I think, salary is so high that if you put him on waivers, I don't think he gets claimed.
No.
And so, you know, put him on the Marlies, try to get him sorted, because I think what's going to happen here, and this brings me to our next thing is, you know, we talked a lot in the last few weeks, and Steve, this has been a particular thing of yours, of Max Domi playing center, how he looks like he's drowning out there. Travis Yost actually went into the numbers, and without, you know, blowing up Travis's article, you should read it. It's at tsn.ca. Domi becomes a real positive player on the wing.
Yes. This is
so
part
if
of
you
why
have
I'm
a
not
logjam
like,
at wing,
yeah,
put Domi on it.
This is part of why I'm not just like, oh, get rid of him. Then he's a useful player on the wing, and I tell you what, Michelli's not in the lineup now. Mm-hmm. When they get everyone back and they no longer have to play Domi at center, like there's zero reason to have Michelli on this roster.
Yep.
Right? Like there's a real scenario. Like I was, I don't know, having a few days off where I didn't have to watch a Leaf game really brought back my optimism. And I was like, okay, up the middle, you got Matthews. Even if he's not playing at 100%, it's still Matthews. It's a really good player. John Tavares, who's having an unbelievable season. Scott Laughton is finally healthy. Nick Waugh. Do you know how many complete games the Leafs have had that those 4 players in the lineup at the same time?
Mm-hmm.
1. It was the Utah game and they won. They did really well. They played part of one of the Bruins games and Zadorov killed Lawton. And then another one of the Bruins games, Zadorov killed Matthews. That's a really, really solid center depth when they're healthy. You push Domi over to the wing. He might play wing tonight. Like they didn't throw out the line combinations or nothing.
Well, they've got Waugh, Tavares, Lawton, and Matthews. I think he has to play wing tonight.
Well, unless
you're not putting Lawton on the wing. He's been great.
Waugh has played wing. I don't think he's played wing here. And Lawton's played wing, but I don't think that's why they have him currently.
Yeah.
So smart money.
And Waugh's been winning faceoffs. That was my big worry going into this year.
Yesterday, you had Nyes, Matthews, Waugh skate together because they were hurt. You could just use that as a line and have Domi at center. I don't think it's a great option, but
I think you put Robertson up with Nyes and Matthews. It was working.
That's a great option.
Mm-hmm.
And then what do? You do. I'm so sick of Nylander on the left. They've tried it so many times over the years, and I know Willie likes it. Stop it. Does Domi play with Willie and JT?
I don't know.
And then you can do something like
McMahon.
Let's not spend too much time on this because, like,
we're
by
going
the
to
time
find
people
out.
are
Yeah,
listening to this,
you're right.
their probably game might be over. So
Yeah. Well, anyway.
Point being, like, and we can link to the article or just go check it out on tsn.ca. There's evidence that Max Domi, flaws and all, is still a really good player on the wing. His goals generated go up. His goals allowed go down. When he's at the center, you lose all the special things about Max Domi, which is his offensive production, and the flaws are accentuated. It's not the best way to use this player. And don't give me this injury shit, because at the first center injury, you threw him there at the beginning of the season. Lawton got hurt and you went, whoop, and you threw him at center. It's not the best way to use this player. You're hurting him and you're hurting the team. And by you, I mean Craig Berube.
I think you have been walking down this little road a little bit now.
I've been wind sprinting down it.
No. Let me get to it.
Sure.
Not that road, not the Domi road, the other road, where at the end of it, there's a giant exit sign, and you want Craig Berube to walk out of that door. If this road trip goes poorly, they're in the middle of a 6-game road trip, even though they came home after playing Montreal. It's still a 6-game road swing. They've lost the first one.
Mm-hmm.
They got 5 more.
Mm-hmm.
If they end this thing with 4 more losses in their next 5 games or something like that, do you come back to Toronto with the same head coach?
No, I don't. Like, why is he so special? I don't understand. Like, people are rightly pointing out it's the core of guys who are not playing well, and
We're not playing at all.
or not playing at all.
Not playing.
Right? Like, that's pretty bad. And he won the division last year. He would not be the first coach to have a good season followed by getting gassed. A lot of guys win the Jack Adams or get nominated for the Jack Adams and then get gassed. He does not have any answers.
You also can't tell me that the gigantic Leafs analytics staff is not telling him, Craig, this isn't working. Like, you can't tell me that they have like 100 people, literally 100 people working there. Yeah. Some people say as high as 150. So you can't tell me that what Travis Yost did in 1,000 words, they haven't told Craig Berube 100 times about Max at center. Yeah. But we know, and we've seen this with every coach. Every coach has their blind spots. Unfortunately, the blind spot here with Domi is really, really bad.
It's killing them.
Okay, so let's say he plays wing this entire road trip and they still lose.
Well, then that's to me a more optimal lineup, and they're still losing. What's the common denominator, right? They got all their players back, and the coach was like, well, it'll help when we get guys back. If you're like, we can't play a full 60 minutes, I got to tear the paint off the wall, I got to this, I got to that, I got to that. You won't be the first ever coach to get tuned out by a room. They got to try something, and you're the easiest thing to try.
Adam, your close personal friend, Keith Pelly, do you think he will like paying Craig Berube out for 2.5 more seasons? Because that is what he has remaining on the 4-year deal he signed last year.
I don't think Keith Pelly gives a damn because it's not his money, but I can tell you who does. Ed Rogers. And after Babcock was fired, one of the things that Rogers management, who were a third of the team at that point, was really pissed off about was the fact that they were paying Babcock that much money. And Mike Babcock, because he's a dick, did not really try to, allegedly a dick, did not try to find another NHL job. They were sort of hoping that like, hey, Mike, why don't you get... So then part of that would have been eaten up by the new team. But he was like, no, F you guys. I'm just going to take all my money from you and go coach university and cause a lot of issues there.
I'm going to go to the University of Saskatchewan and do a lot of underhanded deals.
Yes.
Yeah.
Myself personally
And
my family.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
No one's
Kind of
really
alleged. We kind of know what happened.
no one's really going to care about it because like university hockey's not a big enough story here for some reason. But
Yeah.
Anyways,
With Berube, I know he's a good person. That part I'm not
oh
worried about.
no, the kiss of death.
And I know
Adam said he's a good guy.
No, that's
the
for
kiss
players.
of death. Oh.
No, so I know that Berube is going to want to get back into coaching action as soon as possible.
Oh.
Like Mike did it because he's a venomous guy.
Well, also I just Mike made so much money that I think other teams weren't willing to go.
Well, and they didn't have to though. Even if they paid him like $2 or $3 million of the $5 million he was getting paid each year.
right.
The Leafs would have had to pick up the remainder, but that's how it would have worked. With Berube, I feel like he'd be back to work within 6 to 8 months. So they're probably not going to be on the hook for it that long, and that would be the argument I'd make to Ed if you really wanted to make the change. My issue, though, is who are your options, right? Because I'll tell you, I sure as hell don't want it to be Derek Lalonde. Another nice guy who I can't stand the way he coaches a team. I can't stand it. I'll just be straight up with you. And I would tell him that to his face. I'd be like, Derek, I don't know what you're going for, but whatever you've done the last half decade, try something else.
Right.
Pete DeBoer is out there. Guys, I don't think people understand that like Pete DeBoer has never been in a market like this. I don't know that Pete DeBoer can handle a market like this. Pete DeBoer imploded on his own team in Dallas in the playoffs. I know he's seen success, but do you think Pete DeBoer could handle any sort of bad luck road trip here in Toronto? And people are talking about Tortorella. Dude, nobody wants to play for Tortorella. The reason that Cutter Gauthier wanted to leave Philadelphia so bad and would not report is because Tortorella was the coach. Nobody wants to play for that guy. People don't really like Pete DeBoer. I don't know what the option is. Who's the... Oh, is it Bruce Boudreau for the vibes?
No.
Who are we, the Canucks from 3 years ago?
But if the Leafs got John Tortorella, we'd all be driving spaceships to work.
Is the answer, though, I think Steve would back this up, that anything different is better than what's currently going on, and that it doesn't matter who the replacement is because it is at least different than what you are currently doing, and bang your head against the wall isn't an option.
And is it a risk? Of course it's a risk. Like, for example, what keeps coming up is like you could have re-signed Marner and sleptwalked to the playoffs like you have every year. Right? With the one exception of 1920, they might have made it anyway. We don't know. You could have sleptwalked. If you're okay with it being Groundhog Day every year, I cannot believe how many people are still like, yeah, but they took the Panthers to 7. They've taken the Bruins to 7 every single time. Every single time. They've taken everyone to 7. And when they didn't have the opportunity to take the Blue Jackets 7, they took them 5. When 5 was 7.
Yes.
So taking a step backward was always a risk, but you couldn't do that again. Is Berube a good coach? I think he is.
Is he the right guy for this group?
Does firing him make the team automatically better? No, absolutely not. But you can't continue. Is Domi a good center? No. So do you Is his replacement going to be any better? There's no guarantee, but I can tell you this. He's bad at it.
I also want to...
You know what I mean? You can't just continue.
Can you not have a sit down with Craig and go like, listen, dude, the numbers on Domi at center aren't good. Well, I have no other option. Yeah, you do. And you know, what was it? I mean, I'm not saying that you pull a Billy Bean and like trade the guy because you're playing him in the wrong spot, but is there...
But I don't
you
think
got to
that's
be open to new ideas.
I don't think that's the only problem, right? Like, I feel like even if he switches that, like, that doesn't mean automatically the Leafs are good now.
Yeah.
Right?
They weren't good before all these injuries.
Right. I don't think just moving Max Domi away from center is all of a sudden the be all and end all, and that's it. I think you're right. A lot of issues here.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to see what they look like with Matthews back in the lineup. I'm particularly interested in how they deploy him because his deployments are way too defensive. And I will throw this at you. As I told you, my Anaheim Ducks are first in the Pacific. Mm-hmm. Do you know who's second?
In the Pacific? Is it Vegas?
Oh, no. Vegas are 3-3-4 in their last 10. We're talking about Vegas in a little bit here.
3-3-4. They have so many loser points. San Jose.
Nope.
In the Pacific? Seattle.
Oh. Seattle are a point behind the Anaheim Ducks. That's Lane Lambert, baby. And I was a Lane Lambert hater after the Islanders. When he came in here, though, he completely revamped the defense, and it's amazing. And you know what's funny is the Kraken are in that position, having scored 2 less goals than they've allowed. They have a -2 differential. Now, the Pacific's a little wonky right now with those numbers, but Seattle are winning games. They're managing the situation. I get that the Pacific is not exactly the strongest division, but you can only play in the division that you're in. And you know what else isn't strong? Right. The Atlantic. I do maybe wonder, and I hate doing this, but no, I don't hate doing this. Fuck it. In hindsight, maybe you needed to give Lane Lambert the golden handcuffs and go, whatever Seattle's offering you, we'll pay you more. Yep. Stay here as an assistant coach just in case.
And you know what?
Brandon Pridham is still here.
Mm-hmm.
Could have been a GM anywhere else.
While we're doing a little pit stop here in Seattle, I got to give someone their flowers because these points in the standings were not there last year. Philip Grubauer has only played 6 games. 4-0-1 with a .912 save percentage.
Wow.
That was their entire season last year, was Grubauer being ass.
And it's team defense.
Now, Matt Murray. Murray, I don't know why I said it like that. Matt Murray, who is related to Scott, who's the dick.
It's his brother.
221 goals against average and a .922 save percentage. Unfortunately, his record is 0-2-1, but he's been excellent. They've gotten excellent goaltending out of everyone, including Joey Decord, who's Decal. What is Julian here? Joey Decord is real life 500, but Bettman way over 500 at 7-3-4.
There you go. I don't know, man. Like it's to me, listen, hindsight's always 20/20. We all thought the Leafs defensive goaltending would be fine going into this year. Yeah. But in retrospect, I'm thinking Lane Lambert losing that guy seems to be a bigger thing than I thought.
Seattle's got to be the only team in the NHL with 3 goalies with a save percentage that starts with a 9.
Yeah.
Because they are a dying species.
You know why Jesse springs in here in the morning?
Because he's tall.
Well, no, that's true.
Oh.
He's
because I ride a pogo stick.
No, it's because you're regular. It's because you drink AG1 and you're regular and your gut health is taken care of.
Yeah, I shoot up from the toilet and I go to work.
Shoot. Yeah. Well, the thing is, too, this time of year, you're going to need some vitamin D. You're not getting the sunshine that you normally get. Even they say like walking in the sun this time of year, it will still not be enough. And so AG1 kind of gives you that. It's the D3K2 that is part of the package that you get when you buy, which is kind of cool. And all you have to do is head to drinkag1.com/STP, get the free welcome kit with AG1 flavor sampler so you can try out what flavors you like, and a bottle of vitamin D3 plus K2 when you first subscribe. Again, it's drinkag1.com/STP. That's drinkag1.com/STP. Now, you've heard us talk about these before. These are the perfect gift for the family on these holidays, and it is Aura frames. Because most of the time, I think at a certain age, it's like, other than kids, basically people have everything. But do they have a frame that comes preloaded with all the pictures of your family and your kids and your dogs and your cats and everything else?
No, they do not. Maybe you have that kind of relative, that kind of parent, where they're like, you know what? Just don't give me anything. They're lying to you. They want an Aura frame.
Yeah, they do. And you know what, Steve, my favorite part about this, and you always bring this up, is what happens when you shut the lights off with a normal non-Aura frame?
It continues to brighten the room and pollute.
And what does the Aura frame do?
It just shuts right off.
Isn't that great? Now you can personalize your gift. You can add a message before it arrives. You can pre-load photos before it ships. So let's say your parents are far away, and I've lived in other cities and I've had that. They can open it on FaceTime and then they can plug it in and they go, oh, the picture's already there. It's crazy. And you could share photos and videos effortlessly straight from your phone all year long. Unlimited, by the way. It's free photos and video. Unlimited.
That's the best part.
That is the best part. You're not paying a subscription for that.
It also plays live photos.
There is also a gift box included, so every frame is packaged in a premium gift box, and that doesn't have any sort of price tag attached to it. And for a limited time, visit auraframes.com and get $45 off of Aura's best-selling Carver Mat frames, named #1 by Wirecutter. That's the New York Times, you know, by using promo code SDP at checkout. That's Aura, AURA frames.com, promo code SDP. This exclusive Black Friday Cyber Monday deal is their best of the year. So order now before it ends. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply.
Okay, so important stuff now that all that's done.
Give it to us.
We mentioned the Atlantic.
Got it.
It sucks this year, right?
True.
Last year, we were calling the Metropolitan the Midropolitan,
Yes.
right? Because they were the mid division. This year, I got it. The Atlantic's the one that sucks, right? The Aslantic.
Hey!
What about the Flatlantic?
Oh, Adam's got one better.
Atlantic.
I don't know if it's better. Aslantic has been.
Atlan terrible.
Hey, you know what's crazy? The friggin' Tampa Bay Lightning are now first in the Atlantic.
What?
I know. It's such a weird time.
What? Let me guess. They won like 3 games in a row, and that's all.
Yeah,
they
they're
needed?
7-3-0 in their last 10.
There you go.
After a bad start.
And they had a real, they've been hot, I think, since that comeback win against Edmonton.
Detroit is second. Ottawa is third. It is worth noting that Ottawa is currently the only Canadian team in a playoff spot, that includes the Montreal Canadiens, who are no longer in a playoff spot.
And I sat there in a meeting at Rogers, my second year there. They were like, no Canadian teams made the playoffs last year. That will not happen again. And I sat there going, you can't say that.
You don't know.
You don't know that.
They're pretty outnumbered.
And I tell you what, Ottawa's the only Canadian team. I don't think Rogers views it that way. I think if it's just Ottawa, they view it as 0 Canadian teams making the playoffs.
Market size is hard. Yeah. It'd be like, hey, Ottawa and Winnipeg made it, and they'd be like, rats.
Edmonton, or the Jets won the cup. They'd be like, fuck.
No, I think they'd be okay if the Jets won. I think there'd be good numbers for that. I think it'd be good. I think there'd be good numbers for Ottawa, but I don't think it'd be great. I don't think it market size, right? Happens in the States too when it's not New York, Miami, Chicago, LA. Ryan O'Reilly is drawing interest. How many years in a row do we need to hear this? Nashville is expecting, if they are going to move him, because remember, they're treating him like he's got a no trade. They're expecting a first round pick and a top prospect.
Here's another team trying to talk their way into being good.
Well, yeah, Barry Trotz just will not.
Trotz is trying to interview his way into like 2 or 3 points in the standings.
So he's got a connection with 102.5 The Game in Nashville, which is their local sports station. And Frank Saravalli said, I think Monday on his show that the locker room is toxic. And Barry Trotz said, I'm aware of those comments, and I don't believe that we're in a toxic place. And it was interesting. A lot of Preds reporters, as bad as things have been, the Preds reporters are like, we don't see toxic here.
I was surprised to hear that from Frank, because that is typically the sort of thing players aren't shy about, and I had never heard that. Bad for sure. They're not good.
Yeah.
But hadn't heard toxic.
Ryan O'Reilly, by the way, 6 goals, 7 assists in 22 games. I respect Ryan O'Reilly. I thought he was great here in Toronto. It's hilarious that they're like, well, he's linked to Montreal. I'd be like, yeah, that's exactly the kind of place Ryan O'Reilly would want to go.
They have great vibes.
They have great vibes and a lot of media.
Well, and any negative thing that's said about him, you'd only understand half of it.
I think that's true. There's more for Ryan O'Reilly to give. Certainly on a better team, but that is a very high price, and we shall see how desperate people get close to the deadline, because you can argue, hey, the Leafs gave that up for Lawton. Now, I don't know that Grebenkin is quote unquote a top pick. I think he was a player who had top vibes. Like everybody loves him, but I don't know what Nikita Gurbankin like tops out as.
Like we're talking about a guy
who might be a third liner,
like first round pedigree. Gurbankin is a overachieving fifth round pick who I like and wish was still here.
Another guy, this name that came up is, and he had really brutal contract negotiations this year, guys. Luke Evangelista's name is out there. And that's a player I'd be like, that's interesting.
Here's what's real interesting to me. Nashville is setting the market. No one else is committed to doing this. Right?
Well, Vancouver did. They sent a memo around saying players are available.
Yeah, do the players know that? Almost all of them have a no move. And the Canucks haven't necessarily said what they want for those players, at least not publicly. Nashville is the only team that is clearly selling. You trade O'Reilly for a first and a high-end prospect, that's selling, right? Barry Trotz, being the Mad Hatter of the NHL right now, is great for content, but I don't know if it's going to be great for trade activity.
I think it's very odd that Pierre LeBrun would tweet out like the specific details of what is required to is needed to acquire Ryan O'Reilly. Like it's so rare an insider would just do that, and it's clearly like Barry Trotz being like, "Do this, please," so people know this is the cost. And that's such a poor way to run your franchise.
It's
Why
not
are you
necessarily Barry Trotz. It could also be an agent going to LeBron, "Get my guy the fuck out of here."
I don't think so. Barry's talking.
It feels like it's Barry, and Pierre's also the one who followed up with the Montreal report, being like the Montreal Canadiens are interested.
I would also say, Jess, that like after the Nashville like run, the 12 game or 15 game point streak or whatever they were on, and then they went to the first round, there was like a glowing piece done by Pierre LeBrun in The Athletic about Barry Trotz. Like I feel like we know the connection there.
Right.
I think Barry and Pierre talk, guys.
Yeah. And I don't know if this is a good strategy by Barry Trotz to get the Ryan O'Reilly interest out there. Like you should be doing your job behind the scenes and not through Pierre LeBrun. It's very odd to me.
It's strange. It's strange. Oh, one thing I wanted to bring up about the Leafs, and I'm sorry that I'm jumping back to this, but I forgot, and it's a really quick point. Did you guys see what Luke Fox said about the Toronto Maple Leafs on the Real Kipper and Bourne show? It's about a 90-second clip.
I'm not sure.
So there was, and I meant to put this in the Leaf segment. I apologize, but I have to hit this because I thought it was devastating. It'll be interesting if it changes tonight. He said when Craig Berube was filmed at practice the other day saying the glass is half full, it's not half empty. Luke said, if it's half full, you shouldn't have to say that. And then he followed it up with, because I think Justin Bourne asked him about like what the energy is. And he's like, he said, I don't sense that guys are like breaking their sticks or frustrated or whatever. He said, I sense it's very low energy. And that is one of the more devastating things I've heard about a team.
The beatings will continue until morale improves.
Jesse, do you think that can change with Matthews, Nyes, and Watt into the lineup? Do we have a different lease on life now?
It'll change with winning. That's the only thing that'll change that. It's, are you going to win games or not?
They're weak mentally. We've talked about this. Paul McLean, when he was the Leafs eye in the sky coach, was in the Amazon documentary, and he was like, these guys have demons under the bed, demons in their closet. That was coaches ago. That was GMs ago. That was personnel ago. That was nearly half a decade ago. And I'm not sure a single thing has changed. And that's why I keep saying the call is coming from inside the house. I think that organization is wound way too tight in their day-to-day. And the reason they're not acting like most other teams is they're not most other teams because they tell themselves that
they're not.
Every morning they look in the mirror. You got to operate like a normal team, guys.
Around the NHL, Brady Tkachuk is rejoining the Sens on Friday versus the Blues. Got to give the Sens their props. As we mentioned, they are the only Canadian team currently in the playoffs, and they did it without Brady. Having Brady,
that's surprising.
What does that do for this team?
Oh, he's a massive, massive X factor who, the Sens are playing great or they're playing poorly. Brady's going to let you know about it. Are you losing? Brady was a factor in that. Are you winning? Guess who's going to mess up the rest of your night? Brady. He's either going to be a massive factor for how you win games, or he's taking a pound of flesh. There are no easy nights against Brady Tkachuk. I think he adds a lot of FU to the team. You're going to get dragged into a lot more fights. Every year, he's among the leaders in hits and shots, and a lot of those shots go in, and a lot of those hits hurt. Massive boost for the Sens. Huge.
Okay. Now, the last thing I want to talk about, there's a couple things. The first thing is Carter Hart is joining the Vegas Golden Knights at the end of the week. They have not been great lately. As I said, 3-3-4, which is 3-7 in their last 10. If it wasn't for the loser point this year, the Vegas Golden Knights have 7 overtime losses. It would be a 5-alarm blaze if we were a normal league and just called them 10 and 12.
How many? Oh, it's 10 and 12. That was my question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Marner is on pace for 14 goals and 78 points. He and Eichel both kind of got the wrath of Vegas fans late last week and early this week, because both of them gave up game-winning goal style plays in their own zone. That said,
I don't know if Marner's was like a dumb decision. It's like he flubbed the puck. I know it's bad, but he flubbed the puck. He's not usually going to do that.
Michael Amato, who's a great fantasy sports writer, and he writes for sports, and he's great. He said, Marner's on pace for 78 points, and that's interesting. I assumed his numbers would drop significantly without Matthews, and because Vegas wouldn't lean on him as much as Toronto did, but his time on ice is roughly the same, and he's getting over a minute more per game on the power play than he did last year. So is this, first off, the goaltending in Vegas has not been good.
No.
But Jesse and Steve, is Vegas just sort of trying to figure it out? Like, they're still in the playoff spot. They're it's not a great division. They're doing okay. Like, are we worried here? Is this a team that is low key? I know they've underperformed, but or is this a team that's like, they get too much talent. They'll figure it out.
I'd be stunned if they miss the playoffs.
I don't know if that's
they're gonna make it. How they do once they get there is a big question mark. And I said that from the beginning. And it's got nothing to do with Mitch and everything to do with, you lost Alex Pietrangelo and replaced him with who exactly? That's huge. That's a major upheaval to how you play, no matter who you added up front. Huge upheaval.
Pierre LeBrun was on a Edmonton radio station, I think it was Ched, and he said that two of the guys that, that they were going to move for Rasmus Andersson earlier this summer would have been Nick Hague, who is now in Nashville, and Nick Waugh, who's now in Toronto.
Yep.
Jesse, do you think that, with Carter Hart coming back, assuming he's himself, do you think that they still need to make a move like a Rasmus Andersson?
I think a goaltender would solve all of their issues right now, because Akira Schmid's been really good so far for them. With that bad record, I believe Akira Schmid is 9-1-3 so far on this season.
Yeah, his record's insane.
And I'm putting all of this blame right now, and I don't want to put the blame. I'm gonna do it, but I don't mean to just knock this guy down a peg because he's just starting off his career. But Carl Lindblom, the guy who's been in there, Lindblom outside of Akira Schmid, has been awful. He's 0-6. He doesn't have his first career win yet. I believe he's 0-4 in 2 or something like that.
0-4-2 with an 872.
It hasn't been good enough.
Which is worse than Skinner.
And I feel like if you just solve the goaltending, please, and you got a little bit of competent goaltending in those Lindblom games, you would have just maybe a slightly better record. And then this isn't even a conversation.
Right.
This is what I've said with Seattle for last year. It's obviously not a factor this year because Grubauer hasn't lost in regulation yet. You need wins from your backup goalie. Whoever the hell that backup goalie is, you need points in the standings. It almost doesn't matter how good your starter is if you're getting literally nothing out of the next guy.
And unfortunately, with Aiden Hill out, And on LTIR, Akira Schmidt has fallen into the starter position. And behind that, because he's supposed to be the backup, has been Lindbaum. And he shouldn't be in that position. You know,
He just shouldn't be there.
22-year-old at this level shouldn't be playing those games. And Carter Hart is going to solve a lot of their problems by having 2 starting goaltenders now. And because Aiden Hill's going out screwed them a little.
Yeah. Lindbaum, really good numbers in Sweden, really good numbers in the A. He's not meant to be here yet.
No, he needed more time to develop. You know, and unfortunately, they didn't have 3 goaltenders, ready to go for them, and now they do with Carter Hart getting ready to play.
If Aiden Hill gets back and is healthy, and it turns out Akira Schmidt is this good, did you need to get Carter Hart?
Yes, because of right now. You can't just keep throwing games away.
Yeah, I guess
0-6, right? So you did need a stopgap for Aiden Hill. But once Aiden Hill does come back, maybe we look at a situation where a team who needs goaltending can take one of those.
I think I know a few of those.
There's a couple teams out there who needs good goaltending. Akira Schmidt still only 25 RFA. Like, I'm not moving off Schmidt at all.
Yeah. Well, I was about to say, if I'm Vegas, I ain't giving him to Edmonton. I don't care what they pay.
No.
Well, I also...
Oh, sorry. No, I was going to say, it's funny, like, if you were looking at this roster in a vacuum without the context of anything, Carter Hart would be the one you'd trade if you had those 3 goaltenders.
Yeah.
He'd be the one you'd be like, okay, Aiden Hill, we're committed to long-term. We just signed him. Akira Schmid, really young, lot of control there, only making $875. Carter Hart, $2 million. We could probably get a lot for him, but that's not, this doesn't exist in a vacuum. So I thought that was just funny looking at the roster.
The other thing about having 2 good goalies is 3's better.
What if you just stick with 3?
And Akira Schmidt had that good run with New Jersey a couple years ago, but then was in the wilderness for a while. So I don't know how long that lasts.
Well, he got that opportunity too early too.
Yeah,
he
did.
So maybe this has always been there.
Yeah.
Don't
know.
And if I'm them, like, you find your way to hang on to all 3 because you never know what could happen.
Akira Schmid is 25. This guy that I've known for what feels like 13 years.
25 years old. Jesse, the last thing I'd like to bring up, and this is, listen, we were glazing the Detroit Red Wings for their food earlier this season, and they, I believe, have upped the ante.
Oh no!
Because
heavens!
At Little Caesars tonight, Wednesday, November 26th, the first 7,500 people are walking away with a very special Thanksgiving memory. Are you ready?
Let me see.
This is the Detroit Red Wings gravy Zamboni with mashed potatoes in it. Yeah, a gravy boni. Sounds weird.
Oh man, I hope don't show this to the ice crew. I hope you ask for forgiveness afterward instead of asking for permission.
Yes. And so
that's cool.
You poured what all over the what?
So if you're listening to this, it's a Detroit Red Wings Zamboni that says, 100 years because it's their 100th year this year. And they're pouring gravy all over mashed potatoes. So you get mashed potatoes and gravy and a collectible mug-shaped Zamboni.
Yeah, when they give it to you at the door, it doesn't have those things in it, just so you're aware. You're not getting mashed potatoes at the door.
Be nice, though.
Yeah, you're just getting the gravy boat.
Wouldn't it be great just walk into the right, here's your mashed potatoes and gravy. So
why don't you like your fans? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you think that it's available? Because the link on that just links to Ticketmaster to buy tickets. So do you think it's available when you get the gravy boat to get mashed potatoes and gravy put in it at Little Caesars? Like, is that...
You might want to wash it before you do that.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
I don't usually use things right out of the box.
All right there, Buzzkill.
Do you wear underwear out of the box? Right. Or do you wash it first?
Clothes?
Yeah.
No, sometimes I'll throw clothes on right out of the thing.
I just throw them on.
Yeah. Clothes I'll throw on. Sometimes I'll wash.
But food, you just that's where you
yeah, if you get like fresh dishes and stuff, I usually wash it.
We're recording this at about 1:30 and I'm dying.
You're hungry, huh?
I'm dying. I would house that.
Yeah. Looks pretty cool. Thanksgiving game coming up for the Toronto Maple Leafs on Friday as well. 5:00 start against I believe the Blackhawks. So
Weird.
But 5 to 8. That'll be a fun game.
Yeah.
No, it's not the Blackhawks. It's the Capitals.
Stupid.
Another red and black team.
Nope, not really.
Yeah, they are. Red, blue. There's a little black in there.
Yeah, that's a
Just give it to me. All right?
Sure, fine.
Sure.
You know what?
I've
For
been putting on this whole show.
For Thanksgiving.
For Thanksgiving. Okay.
The one thing you are missing, though, we had to do jersey stuff. The Dallas Stars and Team USA.
Oh, that jersey. Yeah. Yeah. This was good.
Oh, good. I'm starving, man.
It's
You
good.
guys are showing me
Have
mashed
you seen
potatoes
it?
and gravy,
you
and then
seen
going, one more thing. Come on.
I like this because it's here's the thing. That Stars jersey that this is emulated after is the one they won the cup with. Right? And it had the gold, it had the green, it had the black. This one just has the green and the black, and it's missing the gold for me. So I'm not 100% on it.
Here's how I know it's a good jersey. I kind of like the Dallas Stars. I like the way they play. I like how they perform. I like how they draft. I saw this jersey and I went, "Ooh, I forgot I hate you."
Yeah.
Man,
It's beautiful. It looks great. I just wish it had the gold in it.
I'm sorry. Like, I just remember long nights against Darian Hatcher, and it brings me back to when the Leafs were in the West. And I was like, "Oh, right, I hate you a big bunch."
So you're in or you're out?
Oh, it's good.
I'm in.
Okay.
I still wish there was gold in it, though.
I would prefer gold. It's still pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be like reimagined. They don't have gold really in their new
And I think
stuff.
that's a mistake.
Oh.
But it is a vast improvement over the D-Star glow-in-the-dark shit that they've been pulling for the last decade.
But it's not the Mooterus. I wish it were the Mooterus.
What's the Mooterus?
The Mooterus is the cow's head constellation
Oh!
that looks like a uterus.
Yeah, the Mooterus.
The Mooterus? You don't know about the Mooterus?
I didn't know it was called that.
Oh yeah.
You just keep saying that.
Yeah,
It's
you
a
know
bad
the
way to
Mooters?
describe it.
So many people listening to this know about the Mooterus.
Well, there's going to be a lot of people in the comments. I knew about the Mooterus.
Yeah, how dare you not know about the Mooterus?
I really like the Stars nod to the 1999 team 3OT.
Yeah.
They have it inside the collar, foot in the crease. Brett Hull, he did the jersey reveal with his foot in the crease.
Yeah.
Oh, I can pull up a picture, but
It
if
should
we
say
want or
shouldn't
not.
have counted.
A lot of Sabres fans.
I got you on that,
definitely
Buffalo. That shouldn't have
triggered by that one.
counted. Yeah. Dominic Hasek, man.
It's
rock.
it's a really fun marketing thing to do, right?
It's cool.
It's a great nod to that team and that era and that jersey. It's right there. You can see it. Foot in the crease. Him wearing the jersey.
I like that.
Yeah. It's
Brett
fun.
Hull is
Have
doing
fun.
retirement correctly.
Yeah, he's having a blast.
We went blues, and everyone's like, "Shit, yeah, Brett Hull," and he just goes on a bunch of podcasts. Now he's doing stuff with the Stars. Like, he's able to be like a beloved alumni for multiple teams, which not everyone can do.
And he was known as a guy who was quote unquote difficult because he spoke his mind. I always liked that about Brett Hull.
I love him on podcasts. He's like, "Yeah, I couldn't skate."
Yeah.
He told a story recently
But he could
where he's
shoot,
like,
damn it.
"I almost went to Montreal," and then Chris Chelios is like, "Come to Detroit," and I was like, "Yeah, you're right."
And he won a cup.
And he won a cup. I also appreciated that he didn't go to Montreal. That would have been awful.
Yeah, it would have been terrible.
We also never shared our thoughts on Team Canada's jersey. That's a thing that
No, we didn't.
Really?
that didn't happen on this podcast.
I liked I liked the Team Canada jerseys. I'm just gonna say it. It's so much better than so many of them have been.
Do you like Sith Canada though?
Well, you mean Kanye West leather shirt Canada?
No, that's the wrong one.
That's what it looks like to me. You remember Kanye West was walking around with leather t-shirts, like because he was selling that?
Yes.
It kind of the black just is a little much, but I think it'll look cool on the ice.
I don't like that people were like,
I like the black and red.
the red one is cool.
Yeah,
I think I like the red and white one the best.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good jersey, man. That's a
We're
that's
fans?
clean
I'm a
jersey.
fan. I like it. I don't have a problem. People are just mad.
I think people
I don't know. I
people
don't have a
got
problem with it.
way too stuck on the black. Like, that's not something Canada has done since we were children.
The black ones will also not be worn at the Olympics.
Yeah, so then
They,
well,
they
then-
are the third jersey, but the only ones that will be worn at the games are actually the red one and the white one.
so why did they unveil them?
Because it's a part of the I think
kit?
the kit, yeah, the full thing that you can buy. You can go get one. It is a part of their jerseys, but that's not one they're going to wear. It's like the
Yeah.
Leafs black jersey. It's still a part of their repertoire, but they're not going to wear them.
It's like your goalie mantra, Adam. You know what's better than 2 jerseys? 3 jerseys.
You're right. You're right.
They-
I am
so-
glad they're not wearing the Kanye West leather shirt one. But I think they picked the 2 best out of the 3. I still think the 87 Canada Cup jerseys are my favorite jerseys of all time with the leaf up the side. Like if you look at like the Gretzky, Howard-Chuck, Gilmore, Lemieux, like jerseys of that those to me were the sickest. But I think I might be in the minority on that. I don't think we ever did better than that.
You're not.
And
Those
even
are
the Nagano jerseys would be, if they had beaten Dominik Hasek and if they had gone on to win a medal, that Team Canada jersey was flipping awesome.
Oh, ultimately, a jersey is remembered by what you did in it.
Yeah. But I think the last Olympic jerseys and the World Cup jerseys in 2016 were awful. I thought that the Four Nations Canada jersey was an improvement.
Oh,
those are the best
bangers.
we ever have.
I don't know why they didn't stick with those, but maybe it was just because they want you to pay more money.
No, they're different entirely. Like those were Fanatics jerseys, and these are Olympic Committee jerseys, like Team Canada Olympic Committee jerseys, commissioned by their Nike jerseys. So, like they couldn't just take that and use it again.
That's a shame.
Those were like NHL jerseys.
Oh, well, I hope they bring those back.
Yeah,
because I do think here's the thing that it kind of annoys me, and maybe I'm a bit of a purist this way. I cheer for an Original Six franchise who has objectively changed its jersey too many times. The crest that it is at now should have always been that crest, but Harold Ballard's a dick, and we know that. Montreal has never changed their crest. The Rangers have had alternate crests, but ultimately the Rangers thing has always been there.
Yeah.
Like Philadelphia, the New York Yankees, the Boston Red Sox has basically always been the same. And I feel like we need to commit to one and then build around it. Every time, I love jerseys, but like I don't care enough to remember everything about every single one of them. I know there are people that are like that and are nerdy like that. Sometimes I'm looking at a picture, I'm like, I don't fucking know what year that happened. And also it's so forgettable after a while. There's only so many good designs out there. Why don't we just pick one and stick to it? USA, it's USA. And if you look at the jerseys from the USA, which were released this morning, they look awesome.
One thing before we move off of Canada, Dylan Brooks walked out in a Team Canada Olympic jersey.
He looks sharp as hell.
Fresh. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Sorry, I think is it Bauer who's doing their jerseys?
Yes.
Sorry, I might have got
Bauer.
Yeah, I said Nike. I meant to say Bauer. My bad.
Used to be on the same company.
Dylan Brooks
Someone
was great.
told me yesterday that it's Nike on the ice Bauer for sale to the public,
Okay.
which is confusing.
Yeah, that's probably because I was looking at the photos of McDavid and Crosby in them, and they had the Nike logos on their jerseys. So there we go. McKinnon, Crosby, and McDavid outfitted in the jerseys. McDavid, show some teeth.
I got to tell you, man, you can see that jersey just floating. Looks pretty good on those three, though.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Sometimes I spend too much time looking at Team USA's roster, and then I see that picture of those three, and I go, oh, frig. I forgot how good Canada is.
Canada has some forward depth on their team.
Just a bit.
We'll bring up the Team USA jerseys that Adam loves so much because he's going to be rooting for Team USA.
I will be
at the Olympics.
I will be streaming all the Team USA games.
Turncoat.
Steve's doing Canada, so I'm doing USA. I only have a Matthews Four Nations jersey. I do have that.
You shouldn't have any.
Adam is going to be rooting for America. We all know.
You're a piece of crap.
Obviously, I'm a free market capitalist, Jesse.
Oh, wow.
Why should there be healthcare?
Okay, here's
Damn.
here's their reveal. They did this
They're
little vignette saying they're forging our future, honoring the past, all that stuff. There it is.
It looks great. That looks like the 1980s.
The collar's a little weird.
Yeah, there's like a weird thing. What is that? It's like
I don't know.
It's like they have here's a drool.
Like a cheese grater.
Yeah, it looks like that.
Yeah.
We needed a little more air there at their neck.
Yeah, it's breathable in the neck area. It's weird.
The white one's real good too.
Yes.
This sucks. Go Canada.
Slovak jersey. Slovak jerseys look great. Swedish jerseys always look great. Always. I love, as much as
Let's go through them all.
Jesse was a
Kazakh.
turncoat.
What was the Kazakh jersey?
The German jerseys look good. Jesse was a turncoat last year during Four Nations, and it was wearing the Trey Kroner with Nylander on it until
They killed it with those jerseys.
They're gorgeous.
The Swedish jerseys, yeah.
What's crazy is that Swedish jersey is going to be essentially what it looks like at the Olympics too. They always look like that, and they hit on something like, this is great. We're Swedish, and we're going to stick to it.
Mm-hmm.
We could do that too.
Why bother?
Yeah. Why? You can't build on a better jersey than that. The colors are amazing. Some NHL team needs to get smart and use that shade of yellow and that shade of blue. Just rip
Nashville's kind of.
Nashville's a little more mustard. You know what I mean? A little more mustard.
I think there's a reason most pro sports teams don't go with mustard, like your weird Pittsburgh teams. And I think it's because it's not the prettiest color for jerseys. Like the Penguins yellow that they have, like the jersey you got, like that's a beautiful one, but it's really hard to do yellow with pro sports.
It is. And it gets marked up, right? Like, if you spill on it. That's a great thing about navy blue is you spill on it, you really don't notice. But yeah, okay, fair enough.
To your point, I think like Pittsburgh and those jerseys and the Swedish ones have proven that you can do yellow in fun ways.
Exactly.
It's just not, it's difficult.
No, but you know what? I hope when Kansas City and Houston get theirs, they are also silver and black.
No, red and black.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I just thought Utah and Tampa and whoever else has joined the league. I'm like, you know what? We're going to be black and silver.
Vegas has got a lot of black in there.
Mm-hmm. I say that with our logo, which is also black and silver for SDPN.
We're black. We're gray and white and black and silver.
I think LA should go back to the purple and yellows, the Lakers colors. That should be the LA, like the Marcel Dion year.
I think the Leafs should go back to the reverse retros when they were gray for no reason.
That was weird. That was COVID, right?
No. Jersey's so bad that we don't even talk about how bad they were. We just simply didn't buy them.
I never see those.
No, because they stink.
Wow. That's kind of that's rough.
They're bad.
The Leafs, by the way, I do believe the Bieber jersey's license has expired. So I think they're selling off what they have. And I don't think they're going to have a third jersey this year.
Kids love those jerseys.
They do. The
Leo
reverse retro.
You're talking about this Leafs one?
Man.
What the hell?
This was a bad one. Yeah.
It's not even like gray on purpose. It's like you put it in the wash with the wrong clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sleeves are so ugly.
And I'm dying for a 70s, 80s, like retro sort of look for the Leafs. But that's the 60s crest. It was just weird.
You know why else you hate this jersey? The Canada bubble.
Oh,
you associate this with not being able to see your friends.
That was the year?
That's what it was. So it was COVID.
I thought it was pre.
No.
It was 2021.
Yeah, Joe Thornton wore that jersey.
He sure did.
Wow. Ugly.
Yep. Bad.
And possibly Nick Foligno, but he played like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So that's it for us. We'll be back Friday. We're going to have to go early Friday because the game's at 5. Right?
Something like that.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
No, let's talk about it here in the extra.
No, let's do it now.
Let's do that.
Hey, CJ show out too. They're good. Right?
The Steve Dangle Podcast. Follow the guys on Twitter at Steve_Dangle, at Adam WYLDE, and at Jesse Blake. Connection complete.